Good morning. We went to the PBA meeting to see if we can get their endorsement yesterday, and we're going to talk about that this morning. Will they choose power, dangerous power over public safety? We will see. We're going to talk about that this morning, and we're going to try to answer some of your questions. As you look at the beautiful American flag, welcome, welcome, come on board. You are watching the infamous Charles Van Morgan Show. Welcome, welcome, come on board. We are not late, but we get on here whatever we want, but some people think better late than never, but some of these people running for public office would be better never, because they're always late. So we're going to talk about the Police Benevolence Association. They gave us a letter. They gave every candidate the opportunity to give answers to questions that they had pre-planned. Some pretty good questions, and so we went out there yesterday, drove about 3.5 hours all the way to Nashville, and they gave us 7 questions to answer to try to get a Police Benevolence Association endorsement. And we'll go over some of the questions that they ask and tell you my answers. And the question to them is, because I'm not a toy, will you endorse dangerous public power, or will you endorse public safety? Because there's no one else on the ballot that is for public safety like I am. But they may go along with politics and endorse the public power, the candidate that they think is a shoe-in to win. And they can endorse whoever they want to. I can endorse whoever I want to too. And we matter. We matter a hell of a lot more than what they think, more than what they know, and we matter worldwide. So if they want to endorse me, I certainly would appreciate it. If they don't, I don't appreciate that. And I'm not a toy or a game to be played with or messed with. So I'll have some good things to say about the PBA, some better things if they do what's right for the beat officer on the street. And when you protect the beat officer on the street, you protect public safety, because if you don't, and that's not being done now, it's not being done now. If you don't, you make them go sit in parking lots and not have any confrontations and avoid the public so that they can't get complained on and get fired. And I know, I talk to police officers all the time. I know how they think. So let's see if we got anybody in here. Yeah, we got a few. So you're watching the Charles Van Morgan Show. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe. And we're talking about the PBA. The PBA, we went out to Nashville yesterday, drove 3.5 hours, got a letter in the mail from the Police Benevolence Association, the Southern States Police Benevolence Association. They asked us 7 questions to try to get their endorsement, to see if they will endorse us in the campaign and help us win the governor's election. And this is much bigger than the governor's election. This is about public safety. This campaign's about public safety. Bigger than the governor's election, because even if we don't win the governor's election, if we win some concessions in public safety, then we've done a good thing. So we've done a real good thing. So, Charles, all is well, I presume. Yes, it is. Thank you. So we're going to try to answer some questions today and talk about the PBA, Police Benevolence Association in Tennessee. And I've actually had some, I've got some good things to say about them. But we'll see what they do. I did ask if I could live stream their questions and live stream the meeting, and they declined to let me do that, which is their prerogative. I mean, they don't have to endorse me. I didn't have to go. And I asked ahead of time because I'm not a rude SOB. I'm I try to be respectful towards people until I can't. And then when I can't, we'll get as dirty as they want to be, as they make us be. And that's just politics. Some people can't stand the heat. We'll stay out of the kitchen. Some people want to put their fake picture on my YouTube page and say bad stuff behind hidden walls. And they're really part of the government. They're government bots, which is fine with me. Cowards. And we may have a few things to say about them. So the Police Benevolence Association sent me a letter. I went out there yesterday, set up a meeting with them, 3:30. They would not let me tape it, so I didn't live stream it. I did ask them, they said no. I respected their wishes and didn't live stream. Let's get back across the road, trying to miss a lot of traffic so we don't film people. Please slow down today because little children going to school. So like, share, comment, and subscribe and build up the views. Looks like we got about 43 people in here. So I seen a homeless man on YouTube the other day that was panhandling. He had like a lot of views. So help us out with hitting the like button. That'll help people watch the show. So we're going to talk about the PBA today, Police Benevolence Association. Now they helped me quite a bit when I was going through the state corruption. And we're going to read some comments today, answer your questions, talk about the PBA. Welcome, come on board. What would you go if I gave you 2 pounds? 2 pounds of gold? Well, probably want me to go to hell, and my soul's already secured. I'm not going there, so good luck with that. Let's see, read some of the comments on here. Yo, Charles, what's up? Hello. Next for today. I know Charles, okay. Irish accent, I don't know about that. Day nice, mate, that's not Irish at all. Shouldn't you be sleeping up, old man? Now that's pretty disrespectful. And that's part of the problem is people being disrespectful. And they're not used to somebody answering them back, which is kind of a problem for them. Be respectful towards people. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Because if you disrespect me, I'll disrespect you. And you hide and coward. Hello.
God bless you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So we got some fans. God bless you. Can I put you on camera? Or do you?
Yeah.
There you go. There's your fan.
God bless you guys. You guys be good and love Jesus.
There you go. Amen. I like that. I like that. God bless you. So yeah, there's a person that was said love Jesus. So yeah, we got some fans out here. There's good people in the world, and then there's some bots. So yeah, we got almost 100 people like, share, comment. So we went out there to the PBA, drove about 3.5 hours, trying to answer questions truthfully. I don't vote beg. I warned them ahead of time. Because every meeting I go to, I get thrown out of. The past 2 meetings, with exception of that one, that I went to where people gave me requests to go talk to them. They said, you're cordially invited, a friendly, warm invitation, and I get thrown out because they don't like my answers. And I know what the news media says. The news media says, you cussed them out and all this. I don't cuss people. That's absolutely not true. Now I might if they cuss me. That's not true. That's a lie. I answer people when I disagree with them. And evidently, you're not allowed to do that. They'll clobber you. Yeah, right. Go ahead. You can do all the clobbering you want to. I might do a little clobbering back. That's what they can't stand. I'm not backing down to any damn body. Not even the PBA. Now, it was a cordial meeting. They sent me a letter, said, you're cordially invited. So I called them up and I warned them. I said, past 2 meetings, you can ask them if you don't believe me. They might not tell you, but I said, past 2 meetings, y'all said cordially invited. I just want to tell you that I'm not a vote beggar. I'm not a good politician because I tell the truth, and I think that the truth still matters, and you can still get votes, and you can still have an impact on good, promoting good, and you can have an impact on dispelling bad if you tell the truth. And I believe that what I say and do, I'll carry with me to the next world. I'll be judged for it. So I'm still a type of person. I don't know if they exist anymore because we got all this secrecy, social media and all this stuff where people hide behind stuff and cause problems for people. But I'm still the type of person, like my mother raised me, to be responsible for what you say, speak the truth, and be nice to people. And disagree with people where they're wrong. Doesn't take much of a fighter not to agree with being run over. So I'm not letting people run over me and agreed with them. But they said cordial meeting, meaning friendly, warm, that they were going to endorse somebody and ask me some questions and ask all candidates questions and see if they would endorse a candidate for governor. And I told them, lady on the phone when I set up the appointment, I said, I've been cordially invited to a bunch of meetings and thrown out the last 2. And
wait.
So be real careful when you throw out those cordial invitations to me, because I'm not a vote beggar. I will answer your questions, and I'm not gonna pander for begging for votes. I'll just answer your damn questions. And they weren't damn questions. They were some pretty good questions. Blatantly pointed in the direction that they want to go. Appears like they want to go. Whether they want to go there or not, I don't know. It seemed like it. They were good questions. And a fine group of people there, officers and former officers. And I'm gonna have a hard time getting across the street today. And they gave me the answers ahead of time. They didn't seem to worry about me disagreeing with them, because I told them I might, that they didn't want me there. Be forewarned that I wasn't a vote beggar. I'd tell them the truth, what I thought, if they didn't want me to come with that type of person. Told them I made the front page of the paper disagreeing with people, and they said I was disruptive because I took a stand on an issue peacefully, and they were violent towards me and put me on the front page of the paper as being mean when they're mean to me. That's what they do. They spin it the wrong way. And you don't disagree with anybody, or we'll say that you're mean and you're a criminal and you cuss. Well, that's not true. I mean, if you believe the news, quite frankly, you're a damn fool. You can tell what's in the news is exactly the opposite of things going on. A lot of times. Watch the news show. You can get a lot of truth out of the news. And how you can get the truth out of the news is not by listening to what they say and going along with what they say. Listen to what they say, and then think, well, is it the exact opposite of what they're saying? Why they tell that story? Because it's probably the exact opposite of what they're saying. The news media is so distrusted nowadays. They have to advertise for the news reporters and act like they're part of the community and act like they care about how the community works because they're part of the community. They want the community to go good. When in actuality, they are not part of the community that you live in. They're part of the upper echelon community, which is a different community than what the average Tennessean lives in, a hell of a lot different community. They care about how the upper echelon of the community does. They don't care about how you do. That they could care less. So it's false advertising. I think I could beat him in court if you had an honest court about false advertising. You can believe what we say because we're part of the community. We care about the community. No, they don't. They care about the Haslams, the billionaires, and they care about the rich people. That's the people that they associate with. If you go in there, they're not, if you be nice to them, they'll be nice to you a little bit. If you go in there and tell them the truth, oh man, they can't handle that. And if Haslam goes in there and is rude to them, they'll still be nice to Haslam because they fear him because he's their God. They bow down and worship him. They don't tell you the truth in the news. They tell you a bunch of lies. So it's usually the opposite of what they tell you in the news. And what you'll hear on this channel, subscribe to this channel, is unbridled news, unafraid out front. I'm so peaceful and so honest and so loving and caring, and that's not a joke. I'm so peaceful, honest, loving, and caring that the news media puts me out as a cursing, violent, dangerous criminal when that's not true. So you can tell, opposite of what they say. I mean, look at the facts. One of the most peaceful, nonviolent things you can do to affect public policy in a good way is to do what you have to do, the hard work, dedication to get on the ballot. I'm on the ballot. So how is that violent? That's a peaceful way to affect positive change. But I'm violent and dangerous. People that are violent and dangerous, while they're not on the ballot, have me arrested by swatting. So, I mean, you tell me. So, and I'm seeking peaceful means, speech, and talking to people and putting out the truth and to affect positive change, not for the Haslams. In my opinion, Mr. Haslam needs to have his hind in jail. And we'll take his sign out in front of the University of Tennessee Haslam School of how to rip people off and put it in the jail cell with him. That should be an embarrassment to the university. Money bought that, not business sense. How to flip the system around against the poor and benefit the rich and put them in danger. That's what his school's about. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and you'll get the real news here, the real deal. You won't have to flip around what I'm saying. And you can disagree with them if you want to. I don't care. I'm still putting the truth out. My job, as I see it, and I get to see things the way I want to. I got a good sound mind that's influenced by God and God-given great Christian education. Now, some of the educators weren't that great, but it ain't the educators that are great. It's the education about the Lord Jesus Christ that you get. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm going to avoid hell. I would ask you to avoid hell too by accepting the Lord Jesus Christ in your heart. Now that's the most important message. It ain't accepting me. It's accepting the Redeemer, the Lord Jesus Christ. And we need to have a government that allows us to do that. And they're taking away our rights. We're not going to be allowed to spread the gospel. So if you're a Christian, you're not involved in politics, then you're hampering the spread of the gospel. Because our government, under a Christian governor, is not going to allow you to do that. They're not going to allow you to spread the gospel. Or if you're a non-believer, they're not going to let you say whatever you believe. They're taking our constitutional rights away. They're taking our God-given freedoms away for believers and non-believers. Now, I happen to be a Christian because of a conversion to the Lord Jesus Christ when I was about 6 years old. But I believe that you can believe whatever religion you want to. I don't agree with false religions, but you can be deceived if you want to. The government shouldn't tell you how to believe. So Subscribe to this channel, Unbridled News. You won't hear this truth anywhere else. You'll hear it here. Blatant truth that's dangerous to tell. And went to the PBA, very nice group, good group of people. And they asked me 7 questions. We'll go over those questions about pretty much helping the Police Benevolence Association. Now they are a group, an organization, a 501c. I don't know if I got the numbers right. That is a non-taxed organization that provides services. Memberships are police officers, and they are a good organization that benefits police, rank and file police. Now they asked me, the first question was, what role do you see the Police Benevolence Association as serving in society, in the government, pretty much so. I think that they should continue to be a shield and protector of law enforcement, of police officers, not the officers at the top, the lower ranking officers on the bottom, the street patrol officers, the ones that do the real job in fighting crime and keeping you safe. They should be their protectors, and they do provide legal protection. If you join the PBA and your department punishes you, suspends or fires you, you can contact a Police Benevolence Association attorney, and they will have an attorney defend you in a suspension or a termination proceeding against you by the police chief or sheriff. So I joined because of that before I ever needed any legal protection. So it's a great organization to join if you are a police officer. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that they do a good job of protecting officers that are accused wrongly. And even if you're accused of something you made a mistake at, you still, in fluid action on the street, where you don't have time to make the best decision and maybe you made a mistake, you still deserve protection from a lawyer, just like the public will get. So if you join the Police Benevolence Association, that's one of the services that they provide, is legal protection for police officers. If you're suspended or terminated, they will provide a lawyer if you want to fight the termination through the administrative process. So it's good to join them ahead of time, because if you get fired or terminated, hiring a attorney, a good one at $200 an hour, is probably more than a lot of police officers can afford. So I would endorse, even if they don't endorse me, I would endorse joining the Police Benevolence Association just for your own benefit, to protect you, because they do provide legal counsel in the event of something bad happening to you while you're on the job. And bad stuff happens to good officers. And a lot of times, just like I told them, somebody dies, and so somebody's got to pay, and they blame the police officer. People go on emotion instead of reality. Somebody died and somebody's got to pay, and it's a police officer on the scene. It's not the people down the street that got the person drunk, put them in a car. It's a police officer that got in pursuit of them, legally, justifiably authorized by law, doing everything they can to try to protect them and the public and themselves, and then they die of their own doing. Literally happened to me, their own doing. I made no mistake. And the people that got them drunk, or the person that got drunk themselves and drove drunk at a high rate of speed and killed themselves, all of a sudden they're a hero. Now that's what the public will do to good police officers that are just out doing their jobs. And if we keep having that happen, you're not going to have police officers doing their jobs. They're going to sit in a parking lot and not do their jobs. And so the PBA provides an attorney to represent a police officer if he calls them and asks them, to provide legal counsel, and they did in my case provide legal counsel, to stand up for your rights in the courtroom in civil matters. And they don't even have to vote on it. In the PBA, they didn't. When I was a policeman, they don't even have to vote on it. They just, you call them if you're suspended or if you're terminated, and they provide an attorney to represent you. And the public's going to have an attorney to sue you in federal court. So it's a great organization to join just for the legal services that they provide, and protects lower ranking police officers against the sheriffs and police chiefs. So that was my answer, that we need, that their role should continue to be a shield, but they need some assistance in that because they're a shield. But when you have crooked courts that decide against the police officer and allow fraud and perjury, their defense of you doesn't matter. In my case, we actually had the judge, a hand-picked judge, that allowed perjury and fraud and stamped it as the truth. So they can have all the legal counsel you want. They need somebody in government office that will stand up against public corruption, stand up against the court, and adjudicate fairly, because they don't adjudicate fairly. So although you may have a lawyer that they provide, the courts are crooked as hell. If you're a police officer, they're going to violate your constitutional rights and rule against you with a hand-picked judge by the governor. So that's one reason I'm running for governor, to point out how crooked the courts are. And even if we don't win, point out how crooked the courts are, because that's something a little above the PBA. They provide an attorney to defend you. Somebody dies and they make you pay, and the politicians at the top of these organizations will fire you to make themselves look good, when the person that died killed themselves, or they should be looking for the people that got them drunk at a party that you weren't involved in, and your only involvement was on the scene trying to get order in a chaotic scene that they've created so bad that it killed them. But all of a sudden you're responsible for that. So that's pretty crooked. So the PBA provides an attorney, they do that. But it doesn't correct the real problem. They need to endorse a governor candidate that will correct the courts. And if you're not in law enforcement, they still need to endorse a political candidate that will have fair and honest courts. Because if you want public safety, as I explained to them, the governor's main function is to provide for public safety. If you're not alive, what difference does the economy make? The governor's main job is to provide a safe and secure Tennessee, and they have failed miserably. So their role and function is a shield for police officers to provide legal protection, and also they provide mental health protection. And if you're a member of the public, do you want a police officer, when you call them, taking their time to get to you, hoping the problem goes away? I know all the tricks. Not that I did them, but you heard a lot of policemen say, policemen, they're still on the job, some of them, that if you wait long enough on a call, the problem will go away by itself. Because they know if they go confront the problem, like I did, then they won't have a job, and they're going to try to take care of their family. So they wait. And if you're a police officer, you know what I'm talking about. So they go hide in parking lots. I've talked to a lot of officers nowadays. Nowadays, they have as little contact with the public as is humanly possible because they're afraid to go do their jobs. Because if they do their job, that's just plain English, if they do their job, I'll tell you what happens. They're fired. And they don't get promoted. They don't get benefited for doing what they're supposed to do. They get terminated. They lose their job. So they go hide in a parking lot and talk to each other. Drive down the street at night or even in the daytime. You see police out monitoring the speed limit a lot, or even on traffic stops. For the majority of time, they're pulled up next beside another officer, talking, waiting their shift away, hoping to the good Lord in heaven that they don't get a call and have to go confront the public and get a complaint and lose their job. So how in the hell would you ever expect them to go enforce the law and protect the public? They can't do that. If they do, they get fired in the environment that we have created for them. And even much worse than that, they will go to jail. They will go to jail. A police officer will. So we have an environment, it's horrific. I'm a walking, talking example of that. If you do your job, they will fire you, defame you, try to ruin your life. Not from 14 years ago, they'll do it, try to do it today. They're still actively trying to ruin me, people at the top of agencies, and or put you in jail. They would have put me in jail, but if they had they known that the perjury that they committed would have come wide open out in the court system, and the judges couldn't have hit it because I would have got to talk to a jury of my peers. They did it through a judge, a crooked, bought and paid for Tennessee judge. So if you think that it doesn't affect you, oh, hello, yeah, put him, hello, it doesn't affect you to have law enforcement protected, you don't want them protected, then all I can tell you is you're a damn fool, because it matters immensely. Let's see, matters a hell of a lot, because they're not going to protect you if they're not protected. And right now, quite frankly, they're not protected, and they're protecting you. They do as little as they have to. So imagine you get a call. Imagine you call them. You have an emergency situation. Someone attacking you. Somebody drunk that left a party, and they're about to run over your tail end. They're so drunk, about to slam into you, and you're trying to get away from them. And maybe they got a little road rage, and they won't even let you get away from them. And you're just wanting to live peacefully. And you can handle it by yourself, maybe. Maybe you can't, but you'd rather the police deal with it and do their damn job, so you call the police. So you call the police. And you call the police. And they know, hey, remember Charles Van Morgan? You go out and confront these evil, wicked, drunk people. So drunk off their ass, they're dangerous to themselves, don't care about anybody else, driving a high rate of speed. And you go out and confront them. Remember Charles Van Morgan? And your boss that's now over the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy, that is in the government over that academy in the Post Commission, that lied on him, is also in the Post Commission. And if it's politically expedient for him while you're doing your job protecting the public, he's going to get you fired and ruin your whole life while he sits on his uneducated ass and has power and money, not for protecting the public, for being a wicked person. Wickedness of these people in public power. So the PBA needs to be a shield to protect officers from these wicked administrators in law enforcement and continue to provide legal services. But that's not enough. That's not enough. They need to endorse a candidate for governor that will straighten out the court system, because they provide an attorney. These people out here think it's funny to act like hoodlums, and cops can't stop them. They literally can't. I know, I talk to cops. They have as little contact with the public as possible. You call them, you have an emergency, and they hope the problem goes away before they get there, because they are literally afraid, not of getting shot. They're well prepared for that. They train for that. Of getting lied on, mistreated, prosecuted, put in jail for protecting you, and their careers and lives ruined. That's what they're afraid of. And the PBA provides an attorney, if you're a member, to try to fight that. The problem is, here's the problem. Not only does the PBA need to provide an attorney to fight against that, they need to endorse a political candidate, even if I don't win, that will stand up against the court system, because the system is rigged. They can provide an attorney all day long. The attorney and you are going to lose in a rigged court system. So you don't have law enforcement that protects you. So they're a shield. They need to be a shield. And I'll add, they need to endorse a political candidate that's going to stand up against the crooked court system and demand fair hearings, because police don't get it now, and it affects you, the public, because these dirty courts do what the governor wants them to do, and he's the one that fires them in the first place. And they've got their hand in the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy. Lying Lowell Russell, the creep dirty thug that he is, lying Lowell Russell. And God's already judged him one time. God judges in the earth, but he's too dumb to figure it out. I'm not. I still pray. Lying Lowell Russell, the very man that took my job away, lied, deceitful creep that he is, and his brother's a sergeant. Yeah, they always get promoted, not for doing their job, because they're dirty thugs. So this light's going out. Lying Lowell Russell is over in the government power over the Tennessee Law Enforcement Post Commission. And he's a liar and a deceiver. So the PBA needs to protect people by protecting officers from dirty people in government power. The PBA, their role needs to be a shield against the government. I told them that. They need to protect street patrol officers that protect you. And if you don't protect them, they're not going to protect you. So behind the scenes, what's going on right now in the public is that you have an emergency where you need police. And even a big tough guy that you are, a lot of people can protect themselves, and that's fine. Hey, have at it. But then when you do, they're going to question you. If you can, if it's a public danger issue, it's best, if available, to let the police handle it. That way you get to stay out of it. That's their job. But the way it is now, you're going to have to protect yourself, and then you're going to have to protect yourself in court for doing the deed that needs to be done to protect yourself and everybody else, and they're going to call it a dirty deed. So right now, the way you have it, police don't respond to calls unless they have to. They hide in parking lots because they're afraid of getting fired for doing right. Now, they won't tell you that publicly. That's not publicly correct, but shop talk behind the scenes, I've heard them say it come out of their mouth. have as little contact with the public as they can, and when they get an emergency call, some drunk has road rage against you, following you down the road trying to kill you, and you can't even get away from him, and you have a firearm maybe, and you'll defend yourself, but you really don't want to do that. You'd rather the police come and take care of it like they're supposed to. They're going to pull the card that I've heard a lot of officers say, been a police officer, if you wait long enough, the problem will go away by itself. Or in the highway patrol, we'll just wait somebody all over the road and work the wreck instead of trying to stop them ahead of time. Now that's what really goes on. I know that's not pretty, and that's not political, and that's not what people want to hear, but that's the truth. Your cops are scared to death, not of criminals. Oh, they got that. Some of the bravest young men and young women and older men in the world wear police uniforms, and they're not afraid of crime. They're afraid of the repercussions of legitimately fighting it because they won't be protected. Now that's just the God's honest truth. So if you're on here, welcome. You're watching the Charles Van Morgan Show. So I would ask you to subscribe to the channel and like and share, because we're putting out the real news. I'm telling you, you want to hear another politician say cops are afraid to do their jobs. They are. That's absolutely the truth. I've heard it right out of their mouths. They're not afraid of crime. They're afraid of politics. Because although they're not in politics, supposedly, they didn't sign up for that. They damn sure are. And it's not good and not appropriate. Their bosses are supposed to protect them from politics, and they don't. They hang them out and make themselves look good. For example, in politics right now, all the hate on police. And you can tell they're so easy to deal with now. All you have to do to back the cop off is say, boo, and they run. They're not afraid of you physically hurting them. They're afraid of you getting their job. If you tell one of them, I'll get your job, they know, hey, you might be able to. You might be able to. And they've got families. So they're going to do what they have to do to get by. And it's not fighting crime to get by. And these administrators, they know that the level of hate for police officers right now, we need to get us one of these vans and drive around and campaign for governor in a Sprinter. But they know that people hate cops right now. They're cop haters. You know, the Bible teaches, blessed are the peacemakers. They'll be called the children of God. Peacemakers are a wonderful thing. Police are peacemakers. They keep the peace. The thin blue line is reality, or whatever color you want to call it. And the public hate of them right now is so horrific. So people hate cops. Why? I don't know. Well, part of it's because they're evil, wicked people, and they want to be able to rob, rape, and murder you, and they want to get by with it. They don't want somebody stopping them. They don't want somebody carrying the sword, which means they will use deadly force if they have to protect society against you. They don't want that. They want to get by with their wicked. So these police chiefs know that people hate cops. I mean, it's a phenomenon that's been going on since the 1990s, when Rodney King, the beating of Rodney King, changed law enforcement to a huge degree, where used to, back in the 90s, people used to believe police. Now in 2026, people hate police. They despise them a lot, and they want to kill them and get rid of them. And these police chiefs know that. So what they do is, whenever a complaint comes against a police officer, and you have all these First Amendment auditors, and I'm not, they back off these police officers like it's being something tough. That's not nothing tough. That's stupid. You should talk to police with respect where they're respectable. But they're afraid of their jobs. Of course they're going to back down. You're not being a good thing. You're doing a good thing. They got their job over their head. And these police chiefs know that the public hates cops, and they don't want to lose their job. So when you have a phenomenon where you have a bunch of people wanting the cops' jobs, and these attorneys are all over the news running cops down. They got body cameras on them, and they make up things where you can have a body camera. People say, "Where's the body camera?" And that'll tell the story. No, it doesn't. It tells. You can look at a camera and see different things, have a different narrative according to the same picture. You can watch a movie and have a different perspective of it than somebody else that watches the same movie. You can watch a police officer in action without any kind of knowledge of what's really going on and have somebody else tell you from a defamative point of view what happened. And you can listen to that and think, well, that's what happened on the video. When if you knew the truth of the matter, and you listen to somebody that's telling you the truth from an expert perspective, somebody that knows what's going on, then it's a completely different video, although it's the same video. So don't tell me that a video will answer the question. It's not of a dangerous drunk driver. Now, they don't tell you that I was asked specifically to slow people down on Maynardville Highway, on Emory Road, where I got instructions from my supervisor that residents were complaining that area and speeding on that road, which is a 40-mile-per-hour lane. They don't tell you that I was doing what I was told to do, risking my life, and they spin it. And I had a video on, of course. I was required to videotape it, not a body cam on my person, but we didn't have them at that time, but a video camera on the front of the patrol car that doesn't show inside the patrol car. It's a view, a bird's eye view from the top of the windshield in the patrol car. Let's get across the road here. And wow, oh, you're a real tough guy. Punch that gas. Yeah. So it's a bird's eye view at the top of the patrol car. It's not the view that I had, and I lose sight of a car that I'm trying to stop because they're dangerously drunk. They're dangerously drunk. Now listen to that again. Just remember that. They're dangerously drunk. I was asked to enforce the speeding law. They were not only drunk, they were speeding even if they'd been on the interstate. They were doing 79 in a 40. Excessive. Hello, thank you. Excessive over the speed limit. Now they have a video, so the video doesn't matter. It's the story that you listen to, whether you listen to deceit or listen to the truth. And I know I was there. Somebody else was there that seen the same thing I saw, which was nothing. I actually seen a little more than they did. And they spin the video because they lie and cause hundreds of people to get killed. And so I had to slow down for a red light. Now I'm driving safely. I didn't just bust through the red light like a bat out of hell and endanger other people's life. I'm driving safely where I don't hit anybody. And I didn't hit anybody, but I'm the villain. I mean, doing my job. This is what they do to police. That's why the PBA is necessary. And I contacted them after this incident. And they did a really good job of defending me. The problem was the courts are rigged. The governor, Haslam, picked the courts to rule in his favor and commit crimes. Haslam's a criminal. I said that he's a criminal. Now you put faith in these people because they got a big wallet. That wallet come from endangering people. He's creeping a criminal. Now you won't get in Channel 10 saying that. Because they like Mr. Haslam. He's God in there. You go in there and see if you get the same treatment. Which is fine in a news station. They can run that damn nasty news station however they want to. You go in a courtroom. You go in a courtroom, justice blind in America. I'm not talking about Russia, I'm talking about America. And you expect, under the law Constitution, you're supposed to get the same treatment as Haslam. How many of you think you will? How many people think you'll get the same treatment in a courtroom in front of a judge as Mr. Haslam gets? And tell me, that's the American way. That's what our soldiers fight for. Equal treatment under the law. And tell me you think you'll get it. Well, you're a damn fool if you think that. Haslam walks out of there with your money from that courtroom. He's a joke, a bozo, a clown, a defrauder, deceitful man that will probably bust hell wide open. I'd encourage him to meet Jesus before he dies, because he's got a bad place to go to, and I'm trying to make it as bad for him on this earth as he can to make him face the damn truth. You lying, nasty, hypocritical piece of dirt. You're not getting anything over on me. I'm not afraid to say it. I was raised by a widow. I didn't have a daddy to whine to, boy. You don't scare me. You ought to scare your stupid self. You're a danger to yourself. So, there's a beautiful view. So we're talking about video evidence. And they got these videos on all these cops. They didn't have one on Bill Has-Been when he was discussing how to rig a video against me. They didn't have a video camera on him, did they? They don't have a video camera on Sharma Tissue Island. They got depositions on some of them. I can point out to you how they lied. But they got video cameras on every police officer on the street. You say, well, if they do right, the video camera will show that. Yeah, the video camera will show stuff, and then you listen to a line narrative of a line Major Stacy Heatherly, who retired with my retirement. They have to cut other people's retirement in order to pay them better. Who got her position by rubbing her boobs up on Colonel Tracy Trotz to the bathroom. And if her husband wants to talk to me about that, I'll be glad to talk to you. It'd be wrong for me to come and try to attack you or your wife. I wouldn't do that. I'm a Christian. But if you try to hurt me for speaking the truth, I got a right to self-defense. I invite that. Bring it on. See what the hell happens to you. Call me a coward. I'm not a coward. I wouldn't hurt you. You want to try to hurt me? Good luck. That's all I got to say. You better live your happy life on my retirement here ever after and keep your distance from somebody that is an excellent marksman, because you try to kill me or cause me serious bodily injury, then I'll use whatever means necessary to stay 6 foot above ground. They keep on talking the truth about you. So these news channels put out the video that I was in, and it's not about that. That was 14 years ago. They're still damaging me to this day. That's why the PBA needs to be around to protect officers from doing their jobs, or they're not going to. And if they don't do their jobs, you're not protected. And right now they're not doing their jobs. So I had to slow down for a red light, and the car got a pretty good lead on me because I wasn't driving crazy or doing anything illegal or wrong. Obeying, they don't tell you this, I was obeying Department of Safety general orders. I wasn't obeying the law and obeying the general orders. The car got a big lead on me, and out of my sight, even the video camera sight, which there's a difference, they don't tell you this, between what a in-car camera shows and what the driver sees. You can have a camera on a helicopter, and you'll see a hell of a lot more than the pilot sees. So you're holding the pilot accountable to the view of a camera on the helicopter. Wow, you know, that's real good. What you can slow down and review later and twist and spin. Now that's the standard that Major Line Stacy Heatherly went all the way to Colonel to dismantle officers that are trying to protect human lives out on the road. That's how disgusting these people are. So the car got a huge lead on me, and I hadn't even got a license plate yet. That means if I got a license plate, if it was on file, and that one was after the fact, I could have, and I had done this before. I knew what I was doing. I had about 18 years in law enforcement. I'm a very experienced officer. They don't care about that. I wasn't one of these officers out here arresting innocent people. That man that killed himself had .21 and marijuana in his system. That's a hero. He's a saint. I ought to name a road after him. But the police officer can't even get his law license 15 years later because of a nasty lie. I mean, that's the society you live in. And other officers know this. I've talked to them. They know. We're not going in pursuit of any damn body. We're not doing any damn thing. We don't want to be treated like you. And so what that matters to you is go out here and have one of them drunk drivers on your ass and get some road rage, try to kill you. Call the police. They're gonna wait long enough till the problem goes away by itself. They'll work the wreck because they can't. Because Major Stacy Headley's on the job and she'll hang the officer out. That's politically good thing to do because people hate God-fearing public safety cops that God loves. But that's politics on this nasty earth, and nobody's supposed to fight that stuff. How dare you fight that? We'll defame you. Well, at what point do you think the defaming doesn't really matter to me anymore? So the car got a big lead on me. Got a huge lead. And the camera didn't even see it. The camera lost sight of it. And like, share, comment. And it wrecked, out of my sight. And even if the camera would have seen it, that don't mean I seen it, but it wrecked also out of the camera's view. Now your local news channel, Channel 10, got a hold of that video. And you'd say, well, that clears it up. The car wrecked out of your sight. You didn't see it, and that makes no sense. I mean, look at the logic in this. A trooper, and I'm just telling you, the PBA, these are people that defended me in this. A trooper in pursuit of a car trying to apprehend a drunk driver. Now, why is he trying to apprehend them? Because they're dangerous. And trying to catch them, trying to find them. Every effort trying to find them. That same trooper has made more arrests than any trooper in the whole damn state of Tennessee. So he has hunted down dangerous people and put more of them in jail than any trooper in the state. And this is how they spin things with the camera. So, why would a trooper pass a wreck? Why would a trooper, just common sense, why would a trooper pass a wreck? Well, they concoct a lie. They have to come up with something. And they lie. A trooper would pass a wreck. Ding, ding. Oh, this is hard to figure because he didn't see it and identified it as a wreck. But that makes sense. I mean, he's trying to go after him. Why would he? If he's so afraid, why would he even go after him? Doesn't make any sense. See how they spin that? It's called politics. And somebody out on the road risking his life for you. They politic it. A trooper passed a wreck because he wanted them to burn to death. Really? Why would he do that? He knows there's a camera on. So that's just a flat out lie. A trooper passed a wreck because he didn't see it and identify it as wreck. That's easy. So the news media puts that video out. It was wrongly released, and the PBA defended me in this. It was wrongly released without authorization. I think Major Stacy Headley released the video. The one that the drunken sot that got promoted for rubbing her boobs up against the Major Tracy Trott, Colonel Tracy Trott, who's deceased now. You know, it's a better world without him. And not knowing about expertise in video evidence or much law enforcement experience, I I had a state job in law enforcement long before I ever got on with that creep agency. And THP's a creep agency. She committed a felony, I believe. She was the liaison with the news media, got that video out of evidence and showed it to the news media without authorization. She's tampering with evidence involving a fatal wreck. That's a felony. Do they charge her with that? No. So the news media shows the video and they come up with the conclusion, why would a trooper pass a wreck? We didn't see it. It's off the road in the dark. You know, it wasn't like broad daylight. It is dark. They don't tell you about that. It's dark. There's street lights there, so it was bright. That doesn't make it bright. You go down the street, I guarantee you, even with the street lights on the road, and you look at underneath a tree, it's dark as hell. Can't see anything under a dark tree. But they leave those facts out. I mean, they literally say a trooper intentionally passed a wreck off the road in the dark that he seen, knew was there, and continued going because he got a cookie and a ribbon. What would I have benefited for that? I was trying to find him. The reason I didn't find him is because he wasn't visible. He wrecked in such a manner I couldn't see him. That's the thing is, wrong happens all across the United States of America every day. They start blaming police on the wrong that happens, that are out trying to solve it. The first thing is, the only damn reason they're around the wrong is trying to correct it, trying to bring some order to it. If you don't want them around it, you're going to have a lot more problems. People wreck and kill themselves without police being there. So, I lost sight of the wreck, and as I was come over the top of a hill, it wrecked out of my sight over the top of a hill. I come over the top of the hill, and the PBA defended me in that. That's the reason why this is real. Came over the top of the hill. If you've got a trail and you're tracking tail lights and you don't lose sight, and the reason he got such a lead on me is because I slowed down for a red light. I was driving safely. I made sure nobody was in the intersection, innocent people. I wasn't like one of these new troopers that bust through a red light, hit somebody head on, kill them. I knew what I was doing, had experience. They took experience off the road. I didn't have a wreck, didn't hurt anybody. Did the best anybody could have expected. Witnesses on the scene agreed with one. Said the same thing I saw. I didn't even know they existed. When you have somebody saying something, somebody else saying something that they haven't corroborated and they're saying the same thing, that's two witnesses. That's pretty damn good evidence. They don't tell you about that. They're lies. So, I lost sight of the vehicle because of my safe driving, not dangerous driving. The person that was driving dangerous killed himself, and his daddy thinks his boy's a hero. I'd be ashamed. Something you should be ashamed of, they praise. So, top the hill, and the road splits. I topped the hill and the road splits. And so I'm looking down the road, you're tracking taillights, and he was pretty good distance ahead of me. So I'm looking way down the road, and this is what happened, and how they spin it, and still affecting my life right now. I'm still in court trying to get my rights right now today. So people say, oh, you're holding no grudge. No, it's today. It's today. I'm waiting to try to get my law license because they took them away because of something they lied about 14 years ago. Major Stacy Heatherly's retired, still reaping benefits, running me down, lying, endangering society. She stepped over bodies to lie. That's what they do. So, I'm looking down the road, trying to see where the car's at that I'm trying to apprehend, get a tail light to protect the public. I wasn't trying to endanger anybody. I was trying to protect him from myself. You turn on blue lights, you're supposed to stop. They call good evil and evil good. So if you turn on blue lights and you run from the law, then you're good, you're a hero, you can sue in federal court and everything's right. And then you run the trooper down, call him a coward. You think I'm a coward? Say it to my face. I'm just saying. There ain't no coward in me. I'm not a thug. I'm not chasing anybody down. You file your damn nasty ass lying lawsuits. And I'm going to show you where one of them, close to his law office, if he wants to come out here and talk to me about stuff, maybe he'll get too close to my face. And we'll get to handle business the old-fashioned way called self-defense, Garza. You piece of shit. I'm still out here. Worldwide. Garza, a lawyer in Knoxville. A liar in Knoxville. I wouldn't hire his firm. He's a dirtbag thug creep. That's pathetic. I can smell the sewer from his office here almost. Whew. Hey Garza, how you doing? Your message getting out worldwide. It's got billboards all over the state advertising for his pathetic sickness. So, I topped the hill, looking for the 2 dots that I had been previously trying to get closer to. Now, he's doing about 90 miles an hour. Very dangerous to himself. What he did to society and himself was criminal and wrong and dangerous, and he paid for it. I was carrying the sword. Pretty effective. I caught him. I'm in pursuit of you. Not in reality. Figuratively speaking, lying little Russell. It's a long pursuit. I'm after you, boy. I got something you'll never have. It's called the truth. I had the blue lights on him. I got them on you too, boy, over the PBA now. A truck got you. How many? There's more trucks out there. Count them when you're going down the road. I'm praying about those trucks. Protecting society from your dumbass, and your brother's a sergeant. My goodness. Did you think I'd go away, boy? So, I'm looking down the road because he got a good lead on me, trying to at least get a license plate, and then I could terminate the pursuit. And the road force, I'm trying to figure out which way he went because he's way far ahead of me. What I didn't know, and I'm held responsible for knowing, I guess I should have had a Ouija board out there, that out of my sight, he had wrecked off the road in the dark due to his own criminal activity. He didn't care about anybody. He didn't slow down for no public. He was running rogue, and he's a hero's daddy. Thinks he made a little mistake. No, he made a deadly mistake. He endangered little children. I'd be ashamed of myself, and then he's running me down. I'm not ashamed. Say it to my face. I wasn't running from your boy. I was trying to enforce the law and protect him. I'm not running from you. Filed a frivolous lawsuit on me. You jokester. You're a hero. You ought to be an embarrassment to yourself and others. Admit the truth. It's going worldwide, people. I'm not afraid of you people. It's called the truth. It has a little bit of value. So I'm looking down the road because I was driving safely. He got a good lead on me. And the road forked. So I slow down. They say, you slowed down because you seen the wreck. That's not true. That's a lie. I looked both ways and lost sight. I couldn't see the car because he had wrecked. If you have a trail, you see a car go straight into a tree, you go straight there, of course, that's easy. But I had to drive with due responsibility for the safety of others. I didn't hit anybody, didn't do anything wrong. They ought to give me a medal for my activity that night. But right's not rewarded. This right, officers hang in parking lots and you have an emergency, or your little child has an emergency, and they wait till the problem goes away. You wait long enough, the problem goes away, because they go confront evil like a dangerous drunk man. They'll lose their job for the rest of their whole life. Nothing they do will matter because the public puts a brand on them, while Major Stacy Heatherly retires with my retirement. And they think it don't matter. Well, I think it does. I was pursuing him, now I'm pursuing the government. So I slowed down because I'm trying to figure out which way to go, seeing if I can see him. The road forks where I slow down. And I'd lost sight of him, and I catch the glimpse out of the corner of my eye. Now the news says, here's what the news says, that I looked right at the car. That the video shows I looked right at the car. How do you figure that? The video's on the front of the car. See, that's a lie. That's a lie. The video didn't see where I was looking. It cannot see where I was looking. It's on the front of the car, had a better view than I did. Constitutional right. And so I caught a glimpse of it out of the corner of my eye. I didn't look right at it. I was looking at the road, way down the road where he would have been. So Because that's where he was, way down the road. When he topped the hill, he's way down the road. I topped the hill, I'm looking way down the road forks. I slow down because I didn't see him anymore. Because I didn't know the unknowable that I'm held accountable for. I know one thing, Major Stacy Hadley, I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass. I know what kind of creep you are. I got it figured out. I pray about it all the time, that you'll be exposed for the person you are. And I'm trying to help God. The Bible says he'll throw people in the ditch that they dug for you. I'm helping God. I'm going to throw her in that ditch, help push her in there. Now, maybe God doesn't need my help, but I'm sure going to try like hell. By putting the information out worldwide, retired with honors, a creep and a criminal and a liar, Major, illustrious, valor-stealing, Major Stacy Heatherly, and that's who runs your highway patrol out here. And you think they'll work a wreck right with you? They're creeps. I'd almost tell them if they show up on a wreck, no, we don't need you to mess things up. Just go on, please. Go hide in the parking lot. So, I look down the road where the car would have been, because perception reaction, it's like the car was way ahead in the distance when I lost sight of it. And so when I topped the hill, I don't know that he went off the road and wrecked. I'm thinking he's way down the road where he would have been, but he hit a tree and that throws off. So when I topped the hill, instead of being way down the road, the car's right up. His momentum has stopped. That throws the timing off. You can't figure that out in 2 seconds in the middle of the night. And it was off the road, so I got a glimpse of the car off the road. And I consider, is that it? And I'm looking down the road, just got a glimpse of it, and I think, no, it can't be, because I didn't see any damage on the car. Now they say, oh, it was on fire and all this. No, it wasn't. There's another witness on the scene said, no, it wasn't. That called 911, no, it was on fire. They make it on fire because they are perjuring themselves. They're making up evidence, material evidence, that wasn't there. So I look down the road, didn't see it. I slow down because the road forks. I catch a glimpse of the car and I'm saying, is that it? Is that it? And I said, no, it can't be. And quickly through my mind, the reasoning is, I see the tail end of the car. It doesn't have any damage on the tail end. That's what I've seen. It's not wrecked or anything. I thought it was probably a car parked in a driveway. You can't even, in that amount of time, you can't see if there's gravel or anything. You see a car off the side of the road. It had no lights on. When it hit the tree, it knocked out the power. So I'm looking for 2 dots. When I seen the car cross my eye, I see the back end of a car that has no damage. Now they say the wheel was knocked off. So in 2 seconds, less than that, in the middle of the night, in the dark, you're supposed to see a black tire on the ground. You just do this little test. They did a test 2 years later. You go take a tire, a black tire, put it under a dark tree, and drive by and see if you can see that dark tire. And they say, oh, the tire was even off the car, should have seen it. I didn't see that. Didn't see that. If he wanted me to see him, he should have racked better than that. More visible. So, and the PBA defended me in this, providing an attorney, but that didn't matter. The courts were crooked as hell. They had a hand-picked judge. They had a judge on my case that had previously, they had fired a trooper, Marty Nix, and the judge has honestly adjudicated and put that trooper back to work. They didn't want that to happen with me. So when they seen an honest judge, they took that judge off my case and put in Judge Randall, bought, paid for, Crooked Lefevre, that's got blood all the way over his hands, because he's not out on the roads fighting crime, putting his life at risk. He's in a courtroom adjudicating for Haslam, the creep thug over here. And I say it at the top of my lungs, Haslam, this is going to Australia, Canada. Everybody in the whole world knows that Charles Van Morgan believes you're a creep and a thug, and he's bringing evidence to prove that. So all your money can't cover up the truth. So share this. This is the truth against powerful people, dirtbags. I was out on the road risking my life that night. What part of they don't think I'll risk my life against them? And it is risking. They're dangerous, dirty people. So I seen the car. I didn't think it was the car I was pursuing, because one thing, the car I was pursuing way down the road, I topped the hill and it's right up on me instead of being way down. I didn't know that it hit a tree, stopped its momentum. So that's a time thing. They don't tell you about that. that it's impossible to figure out that a car stopped suddenly and hit a tree when you didn't see it do that in the dark, in the middle of the night, in a high and varying speed pursuit. I mean, come on now. And they rigged the video to say, this is what happened. This is what happened. No, it's not. I'll tell you what happened. They even lie about what I said. The news media says that the video shows I seen the car. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Video doesn't show that. It can't show me. It didn't show me. It shows the front. It shows me slowing down. And it puts me slowing down with I seen the car and knew it was wrecked and went on. That's a lie. They don't know all that. So they take evidence where it doesn't belong and put all this other stuff to it. It's called Public Deception Channel 10. And they honor those guys. 20 years of service here. 20 years of deceiving the public because we're in bed with has-been. We love him. He's got money. You ain't fooling me. I'm not afraid of you. I told the news anchor Channel 10 when I met him, don't be intimidated by me. I know you're a little short fella, but it's okay. Oh man, you should have seen him get mad. He tried to step on his tiptoes. It ain't making any taller. You fraud news, fraud news. So I seen the car right up there, so it threw my timing off. That can't be it. I didn't see it hit the tree and it threw my timing off. Had no lights on it. I was following 2 dots. And I didn't see any damage. All I seen was the tail end. I'm trying to track a car that seconds before was way down the road, on the road. And I see this car off the road out of the corner of my eye. I didn't look right at it. And I slow down because the road forks were trying to figure out which way he went before I keep flying one way and see the car the other way. So they put together that I stopped, slowed down because I seen the car and knew that that was a wreck. That's not the same thing as, and that's not the reason I slowed down. That's a lie. So they can manipulate a video, and they did. I know they did. And I questioned, is that it? Is that it? And I said, no, it can't be it. That's a parked car. That's what I thought. And I kept going. And I sped up because I thought the car had went either left or right. I wasn't sure, but I at least wanted to try to get a license plate. And this is what happened. Now they spin it. So I figure left and gun it and go left. Now they say I gunned it to get out of there. Garza says I gunned it. Garza, come here, Garza. Come up here and see if I'll gun it to get away from you. I hope you throw a left because I got the answer, you piece of crap, dirty bar member liar. I'm still out here, boy. Are you scared? I'm a law-abiding citizen. You ever get anywhere close to my children, then we'll have a little discussion and talk to you about how I run, boy. You're a coward. I guarantee if I seen him down the street, he'd squirt like a little dirtbag liar that he is. I'm out here, Garza. Let me just show you right here where his office is. Tell him, come on out, let's have a little discussion, Garza. I'm out here on the sidewalk. First Amendment, you're a creep. Stop me from saying that, dirty Garza. Got street signs all over the place from stealing your money. Let's go down here to Garza's office. Hey, Marcus, I'm out here, boy. You think I'm a running boy? I can't get my law license because you dirtbag. So let's go down here to Garza and show you where his office is. Finish this little story. Maybe we'll have the police arrest me because I say boo to Garza, calls me a coward. You lying dirtbag son of a bitch, and that's what I said, that's what he is. He ran my reputation down where I can't even get my law license. Let's run his reputation down. Call Garza, get an attorney that lies. Said I ran from the scene. I'm not running now, I'm right out here outside your office, Garza. Let's fight with a bitch. So yeah, I said that. So he's right down here. Here's his office right over here. Garza, one that filed a federal civil lawsuit against me. I'm out here, Garza, on the public sidewalk speaking against you. He was up there in the prosecutor's office with Randy Good-for-Nothing Nichols, endangering my children all over the world. That's all right, it's time's past, I forgot, Garza. You know, it doesn't get any lighter, it gets worse tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Now, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I got a First Amendment right to call him a dirty coward. And that's what he is, Garza. Filed a federal civil lawsuit. Up here when it was going on, he thought he had me. Yeah. Think again, dumbass. He didn't get jack shit. Other lawyers think he's a dumbass. And So here's his office right over here. That's Mr. Garza. How you doing, Garza? Hey, Charles Van Morgan, Garza, how you doing, bro? You don't come out here and discuss me running. How about you? You running? Maybe we can meet him on the way to the courthouse. He endangered my children. I don't appreciate that, Garza. Endangered the future of my children, Garza, by your dirty lies. Hey, Garza! Hey, Garza! Hey! Come on out here, Garza! I got something for you! Yeah, where's Garza at? Where's Mr. Garza? Now, the attorney filed a federal civil lawsuit against me. Said I seen a wreck, little baby die. I was in pursuit of a drunk man that was dangerous to himself and other people, doing the best anybody could do, and he went to court and lied on me and said I was a coward running. Who's running now, Garza? I'm out here as long as I'm alive, boy. As long as I'm alive, boy, I'll run your ass down. Got billboards all over the state advertising for his crooked ass law firm that lies. I'm out here, Garza. Let's discuss this matter. I can say whatever I want to on a public sidewalk. No, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm going to tell the truth about him. That's hurting him enough. Not going to hurt him physically. So that's his law office right up there. Garza Law Firm. Hey, Garza, maybe you can see me. Somebody call Garza's office, tell him I'm out here. Hey, you want to talk to me? I'm a running boy. I'm a coward. So here's what Garza did. And he did this to my kids. See, my kids had to run from the news media. People at school threatened them because Garza lied. So he's at the Attorney General's office down here. Talking about how that trooper let a little baby die. You know, bullshit. You don't happen to know Attorney Garza, do you? Tell him I'm out here broadcasting live worldwide. Yeah, there's the finest attorney in the state. You don't happen to know Garza, do you? Tell him Trooper Charles Van Morgan's out here. Yeah, you're an attorney too, ain't you? Once you call the police, tell them there's somebody at First Amendment, not an auditor, telling the truth about the dirty, stinky courthouse you're going to. Once you tell them that. They wanted a fight, let's give them one. Canada knows about the creep courthouse down there. Yeah, maybe I'm just an idiot with a JD that can't get a bar license to feed my family because of dirty courthouse. How about that? Yeah, dirty creep courthouse down here. These great lawyers going to the courthouse down here. Where's Garza at? You know where Garza's at? He says, I'm a running. Yeah, I'm running for governor. How about that? Maybe I'll get put in jail again, get some public attention about that nasty courthouse. Yeah, Honorable Knoxville Bar. You don't like me because I put your kids in jail. Yeah, dirtbag lawyers. Nasty, stinky Knoxville Bar. Worldwide Canada knows about you. You wanted to pick a fight with somebody that's a coward. Yeah, somebody tells the truth. That's what Hitler said, kill all the real lawyers. Dirty, nasty, stinky bar. See, he's a lawyer, got that big bar thing there. Yeah, he'll talk to you if you got a couple $100,000 in life for you. See that dirty, stinky Knoxville bar. So there's Garza up there. Somebody call Garza and tell him, I'm out here waving. Hey, Garza, how you doing, bro? Come on out here, boy. Come on, boy. You want some of this? Yeah, piece of trash. So yeah, like, share, comment. Like, share, comment. Vote for me for governor. Yeah, I'm against the dirty bar examiners. I'm running for governor. They're going to arrest me? They want to tell me how to campaign. Don't raise your voice when you're asking people to vote for you. Yeah, that's the reason why I got on the ballot. I got an ink pen, I ain't got a bullet. We'll sue them in federal court again. So dirty, nasty Knox County Courthouse right there. So like, share, comment. I'm not a First Amendment auditor. I'm a fighter for your freedom. So we went and interviewed for the Police Benevolence Association. Now they're going to probably endorse a candidate for governor that is already been in the governor's office. That's part of the cover up in the first damn place. So we'll go around the front of the courthouse. And so I seen the tail end of a car because of it suddenly stopped out of my sight because it hit a tree. He drove it into a tree, not me. If he'd have done what I wanted him to do, it'd have stopped, still being alive. And seen the tail end of it, even considered, is that it? And I thought, no, it can't be. It's a parked car because it had no lights on it. It was right up on me off the road in the dark under a tree where it was black. I couldn't see it. Nobody could have seen it. Their own expert said that. So they said that because I slowed down because the road forked. So they take evidence that doesn't belong there. That's what lawyers do. Take evidence that doesn't belong there and then lie about that evidence. And I told them that. I told Internal Affairs that, and they cleared me of that. They cleared me of that. And then Major Stacy Heatherly, you know what's going on here in Knoxville, where the police chief, where the police colonel in Nashville gets sexually attractive and aroused by some woman that they think's attractive and gives them the horse patrol, gives them major and lets them fire whoever they want to, that's out protecting the public while she's out using you to pay for her free rides home. Now that's the truth. Hey, Major Heatherly, how you doing? Draft stealing. How you doing? Valor stealing piece of crap. The world knows about you. The world knows about you. I'm perfectly educated and mad as hell just for, I'm not gonna hurt anybody. It's called messaging, getting the word out. So I decided left and went left. And let's go around here to Guards' office. Maybe somebody knows where he's at. Tell him I'm wanting to discuss why I can't get my law license. See if he'll be a witness for me to get my law license. You don't know Attorney Garza, do you? Yeah. I want to ask him, I'm former Trooper Morgan, if he'll come out here and help me get my law license. His lies affected me from making a living still to this day. You tell him I'm a coward to speak to him. He endangered my children. I'd like to talk to him. You don't know who Attorney Marcus Garza is? Yeah, you know who he is. Yeah, you're probably a Knoxville lawyer yourself. Yeah, the illustrious Knoxville bar. Yeah, everybody trusts lawyers. So yeah, they're all in bed with each other. So anyway, Marcus Garza. So like, share, comment. Like, share, comment, spread the message. And let's get this. We're already in Australia, Canada. Everybody knows how dirty Knoxville, Tennessee is. In order to get prosecuted for a crime while you're in public office, it takes 8 years later, and you have to piss off somebody at the top. Doesn't take committing a crime. So Marcus Garza, maybe he'll come in the front door here. I'll tell him I'm looking for him. You don't know who Marcus Garza is, do you? Tell him I'm looking for him. I'd like to discuss him being a witness for me to try to get my law license, like he's got him. Yeah. So let's see if they know me. Y'all don't know Marcus Garza, do you? Tell him I'm looking for him. I'd like to talk to him. I'm the former trooper that he lied on and got fired. I'm trying to get my law license. Yeah, he's got his. He's a wonderful person, isn't he? Tell him I'm out here. I'd like to peacefully discuss a few things with him. I'm the trooper that's afraid of people. Yeah, dirtbag bastard. Your lie didn't go away, Garza. You're world famous, Marcus Garza, the creep that he is. So he sat up here in this courtroom interviewing with the Attorney General, wanting to hang out a trooper, bring criminal charges and make him a lot of money, standing right beside his client, and then he lost his case in federal court. And the only person standing around was his client. Marcus Garza cut a trail. So who's running? I guarantee you he won't want to talk to me now. I'd advise him not to. I'd advise him not to. Now, I don't want to hurt him. I just want to tell the truth about him. You don't know Marcus Garza, do you? He's down there advertising UT all the time. He's a dirtbag creep attorney. He's got a law license, why don't he sue me? I bet I can prove he's a dirtbag piece of shit. So yeah, so we're gonna set up right here. Isn't the First Amendment a wonderful thing? Yeah, the minute you stand up against these creep dirtbag judges here, yeah, I'm the coward. Yeah, you think it's funny, don't you? I'm real funny. I got a JD too. Yeah, I got a JD, past the bar. I know how to sue. I'm not bound by backing up dirtbag judges in this damn nasty courtroom. Want law enforcement come and arrest me? I'm on the governor's ballot. Is this not how you're supposed to campaign? I'll be arrested because I'm not campaigning appropriately. I'm not speaking good of the government. If you know Marcus Garza, tell him, come on out here. I'm the trooper that's running. 14 years, let's say 16 if it don't get any better. Tell him I'm out here, come here and discuss his lie. Yeah, tell him he hurt my children, I'm proud of him. Yeah, dirtbag piece of shit. So I'm out here, Garza, 14 years, you think you lied, go bye-bye, boy. So vote for me, I'm running for governor. Let's see if I get arrested. So Garza, Canada, Australia, I'll show you one of his signs. He's a dirtbag piece of shit thug. That's what he is. You only live once. the way I stand up against the government, one of them probably assassinate me anyway. At least this lives forever. So I decided to left because I thought the car was a parked car. And that's a hero. A drunk driver, almost triple the legal limit, and marijuana in their system that's endangering people. So he's a hero. His daddy thinks he's a hero. And his boy made a little mistake, made a deadly mistake. But the trooper trying to protect society, and this is the way they do, this is why the PBA's there. The trooper trying to protect society is the dirtbag thug that let a baby die. Bullshit. Did they prosecute the people that gave him, 20 years old, gave him alcohol underage? No, they hung the trooper out. Yeah, well, that trooper's still out here. I was very effective at stopping him from committing his crime. I'll be very effective at stopping Garza. Now I'm not gonna hurt him. I'm gonna put the truth to him. So there's Jehovah's Witness spreading lies. They think that Jesus was the brother of Satan. I'm just saying, he's not. So here we go, like, share, comment. So somebody call Garza, tell him I'm out here. I'd like to speak with him. I'm not gonna hurt him. I'll just call him a damn liar to his face. Think of everything I can say that's true about him and see if he feels giddy because he hurt my children. And so I decided left, and then he says in his civil lawsuit that he's out here when he thinks he's going to get a lot of money, and it's in the courthouse with Sharman Tissue Allen here, hanging out a trooper that's not in a well-protected environment. It's out on the road risking his life. 4 police officers died in high-speed pursuits in 2011. 4 of them got killed on the road. How many attorneys got fired or killed for lying in that courthouse? 0. But I'm a coward. I think Garza's afraid of me. So I'm just saying. So 14 years later, I can't even get my law license because they say I'm dishonest when he lied on federal court papers right here in this federal court. And the disgusting people in this sewer here, the city, county, where judges rape you and you can't even get to them to stop rapes of women because the police will stop you. People you pay will stop you from stopping the rapes. And that only happened one time. It's not going on anymore. It happens all the time. It's an ongoing thing. So I went down the road, and Garza says that I went down the road and hid. I'm not hiding. Now, where you at, Garza? Where you at, boy? I didn't go down the road and hid. I went down the road and followed the general order, which they don't tell you that. The news don't tell you that. And the news put out the video, and they said the same thing initially when Major Stacey Heatherly most likely surreptitiously released that video to the news media. They said, just like everybody reasonable would think, that, hey, the trooper didn't see it. Are you going in there to see Garza? Tell him I'm out here. I'd like to talk to him. Yeah, okay. He's the trooper that he said was a coward. You know, he's the one that lied on me and damaged my children. So he's the reason I can't get my law license. Yeah, he's a dirty liar. Yeah, tell him I'm out here. He thinks I'm a coward. Now, I won't hurt him. I'd like to talk to him, but he's the dirty coward. Tell him I got about 5 million viewers. I'm out here. He's a lawyer. You think I'm afraid of defamation? I think I can prove it. That's how they do. That's how they do. Dirtbag liar. So I'm running for governor, and I'm campaigning the way I want to campaign. You ought to be freedom of speech. I mean, speech they don't like. So let's see if they arrest me for running for governor the wrong way. I'm not allowed to run that way. They got to be able to control my campaign. Yeah, well, good luck with that. I'll tell you what, I won't take another beating again. Knoxville police, you just remember this. When you wake up next week and you're going to your dentist, that you mess with something you shouldn't have messed with. You get one chance at that. Tell Garza I'm out here. I'd like to discuss the truth with him if he knows anything about it. Now tell him, hey Garza, somebody call him and tell him I'm out here, big boy. You know, the one you called a coward? You piece of low-life shit. So yeah, so we'll get in pursuit of him legally. So they showed the video on Channel 10. And everybody's seen the video and they're like, well, the trooper didn't see it. No big deal. And then big boobed, you know, like the police chief here, Major Stacey Heatherly, hey Colonel, lie for me. And tells the news, even though Internal Affairs had cleared me. So she tells the news And this isn't past. This affects my life today. I'm waiting today for my law license. I was in law school when all this was going on, trying to get the hell away from big boob, lying drunk Major Stacey Headley. I mean, that's the truth. But they don't like the way I'm running for governor, so they'll arrest me. So they need to, Governor Bill Lee, Marsha Blackburn, you give me a list of rules that I'm supposed to abide by while I'm running for governor against you. I mean, that's what they want. That's what you got. And PBA, maybe they need to give me a list of rules. Endorse me, we'll see what happens. But, so I drive past the wreck. She, while this is still being investigated, releases it to the news media thinking, oh, they'll slam him. You know, somebody dies and somebody innocent's got to pay. Just like I told the PBA. That's the biggest hogwash. Somebody killed herself in a drunk driving wreck. Probably would have wrecked without me being there. And still fighting that to this day because Garza, while he's making a hell of a lot of money all over the world, but Garza didn't know what a damn fighter I am, boy. I might not make a difference. I sure as hell try. I couldn't catch that guy, but I sure as hell tried. Now I'm after your ass, boy. So she released a felony. Major Stacey Headley, the one that lied about being in the military, released the video surreptitiously to the news media, getting evidence, felony, from the evidence, releasing it to the news media. And she retired an honored major with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Hey, Headley, you're world famous in Canada. People hear my side of it. I care less what they believe. So I'm out here running for governor. I'm on the ballot. The cops want to arrest me. You want to arrest me, bring up false charges. Hey, that's fine with me. Have at it. Tell me to put my hands out behind my back. I'll do it. You try to hurt me and I'll defend myself. You got that? The police, you can tell the police chief after he gets back to work from sexually harassing women on the job that he brought in to make the department and the city better. I'm just saying, I didn't have time to sexually harass people. I was out protecting little children from getting run over in high-speed pursuits that they lied on me about. So you want to see some trouble stirred up? That's one step higher. So yeah, 155 people like, share, comment. We're gonna raise a little truth against these thugs. I'm shy and scared. That's what they say. Like, where's Garza at? Hey, Garza, get some media attention. And if you try to hurt me, I'm sure you have good dental insurance. So anyway, they released the video to the news, and the news said, they didn't say anything. They just said somebody died and showed me. So, the trooper didn't see the wreck. It's off the road in the dark, just like anybody would. So Major Stacey Headley, up on the colonel after I've already been cleared, and released the video and thinking that the news media would say bad stuff. They didn't. At the same time, just a few weeks earlier, I was in the news for stopping a nationwide credit card theft ring. So not only was I saving lives and property on the street, I was saving lives and property more than any trooper in the state, I might add. I was saving people's money. And the news media didn't say anything bad about it. And then Major Stacey Headley, I believe, she was the liaison with the news media, committed a felony by releasing the tape, I believe. Tells him, no. He's seen the wreck, adding that lie in there. You see, slow down. Not because what Internal Affairs agreed with me. I slowed down because the road forked. Because I'd lost sight of him, because it was off the road in the dark, because another witness didn't see anything in the dark either. Easy case. And she adds a narrative that I seen the wreck in the news media. Have you seen Garza in there? Attorney Garza? Tell him I'm out here. I'm the trooper he called a coward. To see if he'll come out here and talk to me. I'm not a coward. He endangered my children. I can't get my law license 14 years later because that dirty coward. I'd like to discuss it with him. Attorney Garza, yeah, tell him I'm a coward. See if he wants to talk to me. Yeah, see what he's got to say. Tell him California, all over the world's listening to former trooper Coward Morgan. Yeah, see what he thinks about it now. I was in pursuit of a drunk. Now I'm in pursuit of him lawfully. You tell him I said that. Tell him get his ass out here. Yeah, so maybe I'm not running for governor appropriately the way they think that I should. They'll try to tell me how to run for governor, so yeah. Maybe they seen Garza in the federal courthouse. He filed a false lawsuit against me. Worldwide. get the word out about Knoxville, Tennessee. This is ground zero. This is your crooked government. Starts right here in Tennessee under a governor that flies a Christian banner and goes over here to the billionaire's house. And call me stupid all you want. Got a doctor of jurisprudence. Can't make a living because Garza and the corrupt line system. So yeah. So we got about 5 million viewers. Tell Garza he's world famous. He's a dirty creep lying chicken. And if he's a lawyer, he can sue me, but I'll go to court and I think I can prove it. Okay, tell him I got a JD too. Yeah, you tell him I'm out here, I'm a coward. I'm not a coward, I won't hurt him. He hurt my family. Yeah, hurt my little children. Oh, good classy attorney in UT. Yeah, so I'm running for governor. I'm saying what I'm supposed to say, ain't I? Yeah. Am I running for governor the wrong way?
Free speech, man.
Yeah, that's right, it is, ain't it? Last time I got beat up, this time I'm telling cops, if they try to hurt me, I'm gonna defend my life. So when they wake up in a dentist chair, the next week they'll know I'm not taking a beating again. You tell them, if they wanna tell me I'm under arrest, I'll put my hands out and go. If they wanna start beating on me, I beat back. You let them know that. Yeah, they got it. I got some of them friends anyway. Yeah, so yeah. So maybe I'm not running for governor the appropriate way. I just happen to have a Master of Arts in criminology. So that guy was a nice guy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your service. I'm just trying to get attention. So yeah, he said freedom of speech. Great guy. So we're attacking attorneys, truthfully, and the judiciary. Imagine that, run for governor. People think I won't fight. I'll fight like hell. And this is truthful. This ain't a bunch of lies. This is truth. They're full of lies. And they'll arrest you and put you in the jail through that courtroom with lies. They won't tell the truth. If they'll hang out a trooper on the road trying to protect people's lives for a few dollars, they think they can get out of a frivolous false lawsuit. What do you think they'll do to you? What the hell do you think they'll do to you? So like, share, comment, subscribe, boost the views up. Charles, rock on, brother. We got a few people that love us in here. So I'm allowed to run for governor however that I choose to. They don't like my personality. They say, well, you're awful hyper. Well, they're gonna make hyper and loud and boisterous a criminal offense. You can't run for governor that way. No, don't you do it. That's illegal. If you run for governor, you gotta run for the other people that are running and let them demoralize society in this crooked courthouse that protects rapists. No, thank you. No, thank you. You know, you only have one life to live. Why don't you go ahead and live it the right way against the stench? You can smell it out here. I mean, it smells nasty. Charmin Tissue Allen's in here. Now, tell Garza I'd like to speak to him. Yeah, I'm the former trooper that's a coward. Yeah, tell him I'd like to talk to him about how much of a creep he is. Tell him 5 million people listen to me, call him a creep worldwide. Tell him sue me. I'd like to have the opportunity to talk about how he's a creep for days in court. Yeah, he lied on me in federal court, so yeah, we're getting the word out. Can I run? Is it okay if I run for governor this way? Oh, you intimidate me. That lady looking at me mean, I'm gonna run. Oh my gosh, the peer pressure's outstanding. What a joke a lot of people are. What a joke a lot of people are. Well, you might not win. Well, I'll get the impact around. Truth telling, my man. So I'm a coward. I let a baby die. A drunk man that was endangering society. I'm proud of what I did. They ought to give me an award. They ought to put Garza in jail for lying on court papers. Ought to take his law license. That's not the way they do it. And they'll do you the same damn way. So like, share, and comment. So we're out here running for governor. Hopefully we're doing it the way they tell me to do it. In America, you got to run the way they want you to run, say what they want you to say. Don't get outside their little box and talk about the corruption. Oh, don't do that. We'll beat the hell out of you. One time was free, try it again. You can tell the Knoxville police chief, after he gets back to work from sexually assaulting a woman that works there. I'm just saying. I mean, a wonderful world, and you can change that by voting. So, Garza, I went down the road and followed the general order. They don't tell you that the general order says after you lose sight of the car you're trying to stop for 30 seconds, if you lose sight of them for 30 seconds, then you're supposed to terminate the pursuit. That's to prevent an officer from driving around and with blue lights on, endangering the public at a high rate of speed, looking for somebody that they haven't found. So they give you a 30-second window, which makes sense. I mean, the laws are good, the rules are good, but they don't follow them. So if you lose sight of somebody for 5 seconds, you don't have to quit pursuing them. You can look for them for up to 30 seconds. But if you haven't seen them for 30 seconds, then you have to terminate the pursuit. You have to call on the radio and say, hey, I've terminated, I haven't seen them. And if you don't, then you can get suspended. And they will discipline you for not following the rules of the Department of Safety. So I am following the rules of the Department of Safety, Garza. I'm not running or hiding from anybody. You're running and hiding from me. And my intent is to put your name out in the public for the trash attorney that you are. You're a lying, sick, pathetic dirtbag that endangered my children. Wears a UT shirt. I got a UT degree. He's for UT graduates. I got a UT degree. He's not for UT graduates if that dirtbag thug can make a dime. So he said I went down the road and hid. I had my blue lights on. I'm letting the clock run out, because after you let the clock run out, I'm following the rules. Following the rules. Couldn't do what Superman wouldn't have done. And letting the clock run out. And you got to let it run for a minute in order to show you're no longer in pursuit of the car, so that if they slam into 5 people, the Department of Safety wasn't in pursuit of it. Now, that doesn't mean they'd be liable if they were, but it just makes it easier if you weren't even in pursuit of them anymore legally for Department of Safety. So I let the clock, I pull over and run the video, and you have to let the video run for at least a minute, and you don't know what a minute is, and you don't know what the 30 seconds is when you're in pursuit. You just know that you haven't seen the car for some time, and you have to terminate the pursuit by 30 seconds. So if you haven't seen the car in what seems like 20 seconds to you, you have to terminate. So I terminate pursuit, pull over, and you have to let your camera run for a minute and after you call off your pursuit, show that you're no longer in pursuit. So the in-car video camera shows like 3:30. It doesn't show 3:30 and 20 seconds. So if it's 3:30, you have to show at least 3:32, because if you let it go to 3:31, you might not have let it run for a minute. It's that technical. So you have to let it run. If you see 3:30, you have to wait till it gets 3:32 to make sure you're a minute, and then let it all the way to run to 3:33 to show that you've let the camera run for a minute. And that's actually literally what I am doing. I'm not running and hiding anywhere. I'm following the orders. That's their orders that they put on me that I was abiding by. So yeah. If you know Attorney Garza, tell him I'm out here. I'm the former trooper he calls a coward, that he endangered my children. I'd like to discuss stuff with him. He thinks I'm a coward. Tell him I won't hurt him. I'd just like to call him a dirty liar to his face. Yeah, I think he's the coward. So that's what I was doing. And he put in his lawsuit in federal court right here that I went down the street and hid. No, I didn't. That's a dirty lie. Didn't see the car. Another witness on the scene didn't see it. It's off the road, blacked out in the dark, and drove past it because I didn't see it. And the news media put out the video that Major Stacy Heatherly probably stole that evidence, a felony offense. She didn't go to jail for that. They commit felonies, and it's okay. They're above the law, and they hold you responsible for stuff you didn't even do wrong. And they'll do that in this courthouse right here. So the news media showed the video, no big deal, and then Stacy Heatherly tells the news media probably, hey, he's seen the wreck. And they're, oh, yeah, that's a good story. We're going to hang out a cop. You know, that's big news. Hanging out a cop. A cop let a baby die. That's good news. You know, even though I was doing right, even though I was protecting them, even though I had kids, Dirtbag Line Channel 10 News and all the news channels, they literally came to my house. And then they show the video, and then they draw a circle around it because you can't see it. Because I didn't see it. Another witness live on the scene that testified that she didn't see it when it called 911 said she couldn't see it. Nobody could see it. You couldn't even see it on the video unless you knew that it was there. So they draw a big circle around Channel 10, you know, the one that's been there, they draw a big circle and say, you see the wreck? The trooper's seen it. Yeah, well, I wish to hell they'd draw that big circle when I was driving down the road. Wouldn't that be fair? Channel 10 News, you jokesters, you liars. I mean, Wow, what they do, and people can't figure that out. Well, he probably didn't see it, you know. I mean, that makes sense. Why would he drive past the wreck? Did he get benefited off of it? He's got people out of burning cars before because they want to turn good into evil and praise a man and his family that raised a drunk kid instead of stand up, but my son did something wrong. Yeah, he did something wrong, and you're doing something wrong too. And God will judge you too. I'm not afraid of you. So drew a circle around the car. You know, this is where it is because nobody can see it. So the trooper, we had a circle around the car when the trooper drove by too. No, they didn't. That's crazy as hell. It's not about the truth. It's about a lie that they want to tell on you. And you say, well, that was 14 years ago. How you doing? That was 14 years ago. Am I running for governor the appropriate way? I got to do it the way they tell me to. Yeah, I got to run for governor without criticizing the government, though. They tell me, Charles Van Morgan. Yeah, I'm on the ballot. Yeah, fighting the crooked government here. You know, these judges are raping people, and you can't go in there and stop rapes because the tax-paid law enforcement officers.
I know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
There you go. Yeah. See, you're on my side. Charles Van Morgan, I'm on the ballot.
Charles Van Morgan.
They hate me so bad, they beat me up and put me in jail, filed criminal charges against me.
Yeah.
Not for doing anything wrong. They said I was cussing. Have you heard me cuss? They said I was intimidating voters. I was asking people to vote for me.
Well, that's what I've heard so far.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah, I'm running down a lawyer. Imagine a lawyer that has the ability to sue you for defamation. I know that, and I'm calling him a dirty creep. Attorney Marcus Garza is a dirty, lying, pathetic creep dirtbag.
They're all.
And I'm telling him, sue me, because you know why? Because I got a JD too. I've been to law school, passed the bar, and I would love to go to court and talk 2 days. The defense to defamation is truth, that you're telling the truth, even though it's bad. So I'd love to go to court, and for several days, we'll drag it out as far as we can and talk about how I can prove that he's a dirtbag thug, lawyer, and liar, and endangered me and my family and filed a false federal lawsuit against me.
I'm a
That
disabled
failed.
veteran. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you for your service. God bless you.
sir.
Yeah. Do you know Larry Bledsoe?
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine. He helped me run. Yeah, he's a great guy. You know that they're taking care of all these illegal immigrants, and we got veterans that need help.
You're speaking to the choir, man.
I know. God bless you, man. I know. See, they think that I'm by myself, and I think I got the ear of the American populace and people in Tennessee.
Man, I was in the United States Marine Corps, and they're doing me this way. I mean, it's crazy the way they're doing me.
That's what I'm fighting against, taking care of illegal immigrants. You know, they got immigrants that they're giving law licenses to. And yeah, and so they can stand up in our courtrooms and protect their country from our courthouses. You think about what that means. That means they give foreign lawyers law license where they come to American courtrooms and you're contesting their cases, and they give them a certain amount of time in front of a jury where we got to listen to what they got to say.
Man,
And yeah.
you don't have to tell me nothing.
That's a bunch of crap. I like your shirt too, Harley Davidson. That American-made motorcycle.
Yeah, I rode them on.
I'm on the ballot. We may not win, but if we get enough votes, and I might. I went and talked to the PBA yesterday. I'm pro-law enforcement, pro-military. It's horrible. Were you in Vietnam?
No.
It's horrible the way they did.
I was in peacetime. But
Peacetime.
I didn't serve no wartime. Well, I went in when old man Bush was president, and I only served 4 years.
I think we got a better president than him. He was intimidated by the news media. I don't think our president now is. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm not much intimidated by him either. I drove.
Different story was going on at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
That was national.
You mind if I put you on camera? Or you rather I didn't?
No, I don't.
No, okay, I won't. I'm not a First Amendment auditor. I don't.
I don't want to get involved in all that.
I got about 5 million people listening to me, so that's why they hate me. They've literally beat me up and put me in jail. Of course, the charges were dropped because I would have went in front of a jury and say, look what they did. I didn't do anything wrong. You know, the body camera where police arrested me, that disappeared. They said I resisted arrest. No, I didn't.
You wouldn't believe the way they done me. I really don't want to get into it, especially on camera.
I don't blame you.
Right
I don't blame you. Yeah. And we got people out here saying, no immigration enforcement. How about we protect our veterans and people that fight for this country?
About Trump. I watched him this last night. He gave Iran till 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, did he? I voted for him. I vote for him again.
I would too.
I get a lot of hate for that too. And
I'm a Trump guy.
I am too. Go Trump. That's right. He's a fighter.
I like what he's done with veterans. Done with it.
Yeah, be good to people that take care of this country and Marines. Y'all the sissiest part of the law enforcement. I mean, of the military. No, I know you're the harder. You got to be a tough guy to be in the Marine. I know. The other ones. You're the ones that go in first and come out last. Yeah. The Marines are difficult.
Well, I was lucky or unlucky, either one. I didn't serve any wartime, but I was just having to get out, go in and get out.
Right. You still got through the Marine boot camp, and that's an honor to have military service.
Hoorah!
So yeah. So Mr. Garza, yeah, you tell him I'm out here. I'd like to discuss him helping me get my law license. Yeah. Well, how about good luck with me running down the Knoxville bar? How about that? I can do that, can I? You got anything to say about that? Yeah, you don't like that, do you? Drunk attorneys' kids get run over. They run around here drunk, but the general public can't do that. Yeah, the Knoxville bar. Oh boy, y'all got a great name. Don't you just think the Knoxville bar is the greatest thing on the planet?
I don't want to get in on any political stuff.
I didn't want to either. I was out at night doing my job, risking my life for public safety, and they drugged me in it. And how do they like it now? You don't like it now, do you, Garza? What's the matter? Am I hurting your feelings? You hurt my children. You're not getting by with that. Not on this planet, you joke.
I learned you better off keep your mouth shut. Well, that's the problem. Thank you.
That's your opinion. That's what people in the military do. They go over and fight. Yeah, I was keeping my mouth shut. They put me out I know what you're saying. They put me out in the public. I wasn't in politics. I was a trooper out on the road risking my life for public safety. And they put me out in the public, right? And I don't blame you. But this is my thing, be out in the public, because that's where they put me. They gave me a public megaphone, put me out in the press wrong, so I'll use that.
There you go.
Is that Jehovah's Witness stuff?
Maybe, maybe not. I just see a young man walking through the most beautiful
I am a Christian, and Jehovah's Witness believes that Jesus is the brother of Satan, and I don't believe that. It's a false religion. Do what now?
They believe that Jesus is the brother of Satan.
Yeah, and I don't believe that. I believe that Jehovah's Witness is a false religion.
Okay.
That's what I believe. So I think that you ought to meet the real Jesus.
You're good at your beliefs.
Yeah.
But yes.
No, I'm not good at it. I believe the truth.
No,
you ought to read the Bible and not add another book to it. So I'm just saying, for your soul, not mine. Mine's secure.
Mine is
going to heaven.
Too.
Not if you don't believe in the real Jesus. It's not. That's not my words. Read the Bible.
This is not acquainted to me. I just went and picked one up.
Well, that's a false religion. I wouldn't be yeah, there you go. I mean, I wouldn't be spreading a false religion. That's not very smart. And I could care. They tried to lie to me the other day, but they won't lie to me. So yeah. So the Jehovah's Witnesses are more involved in and more involved in freedom of speech than a lot of Christians are. So I'll give them that. They believe their lies. So I went down the road and followed the general order, Department of Safety general order, that says I'm supposed to, after I don't see the car for 30 seconds, you can terminate sooner, but you can't terminate later. You get suspended, and you're not keeping 30 seconds on your watch. So you think, if I haven't seen it in a while, it's probably coming up on 30 seconds. I got to end the pursuit, because they don't want you out running around pursuing blind looking for somebody. So if you can't find them within 30 seconds, you can lose sight of a car. But if you don't see them within 30 seconds, you got to terminate. You can't keep pursuing them. If they go around a corner and you lose them for 15 seconds and you're still behind them, then you get a glimpse of them and you see them, you can still pursue them. They turn again, you don't see them. As long as you can reacquire sight of the vehicle you're pursuing according to their orders, then you can continue pursuing them. But I hadn't seen the car in what I thought was getting close to 30 seconds. So I followed their general orders and I terminated the pursuit, which I was supposed to do. And pull over, and then the general orders say, well, of course, Gars is not telling you, he's the one, he went down the road and hit. He don't tell you I'm following the rules, because he doesn't have any rules. They have rules, but lawyers don't have to follow the rules. They can do whatever the hell they want to. They're making money off lies, which he filed a lie in federal court. That's what Garza did. So I'm letting the camera run for 30 seconds, for a minute. And after I'd passed up what looked like to anybody a car off the side of the road, and I'm not responsible. This is how they do. They make you responsible for other people's conduct. Now that's the way he wrecked, under a tree in the dark, violently, lawlessly, the way he chose to drive. He turned the wheel that way. I turned my wheel safely. I put my brakes on, going through an intersection, protecting people. I turned the wheel on that road safely. I didn't hit anybody, wasn't in danger to anybody at any time. He was. So I went down the road and let my camera run for a minute. And when you're letting your camera run, you got to let it run for a minute. That's what the general order says. If it says 3:30, you got to go all the way to 3:32, because it doesn't have a second thing on your clock. So you got to wait till it gets to 3:31, then you start to count and wait till it gets to 3:32, and then it's over. You can go because you're out of the pursuit after you terminate. You got to terminate the pursuit if you don't see them for at least 30 seconds and haven't seen them, and then pull over and let your camera run for a minute. Now they lie about that. That Satter Fatter, THP major, retired as a major, getting my pay, Satter Fatter, and Major Headley go outside and smoke, make their covert operation beside the highway patrol post, right there smoking, making rules where no smoking signs. Didn't mean to be rude against you if you don't, but I don't believe that religion. But God bless you. And they run a covert operation against me while this is going on. And she writes a report giving fire to the colonel who likes Major Stacy Heatherly's boobs that she rubbed all over him. And that's the reason why she's a major. And you see that come right out in the news in Knoxville. That's how they make their promotion decisions. I mean, my son applied for the Knoxville Police Department. And if he'd had big boobs and was a woman, he'd be a Knoxville police officer right now. I'm just saying. I mean, that's how they hire. They don't say that, but they sure do send a bunch of sexually suggestive text messages. I mean, I'm just telling you, if my son was a woman with big boobs, he'd be a Knoxville police officer right now. But he's a former football player that could have kept down crime, and I'm glad he didn't get on for that department. A lot of officers you talk to, they wish they weren't on with that sick department. So I let the camera run just like I was supposed to, and Major Satterfatter insinuates that I saw the wreck and drove past it. Seeing it, knowing somebody was burning to death, which is not true. That's a lie. But she also came out with some truth. Now, you read their reports and look at what they did, which is what I would do if I was an attorney. You find so many lies in their police reports against you. So their security, maybe he'll come and tell me that I'm running for governor in the wrong manner. So, he's sure not going. So she wrote in her report, and maybe I'll read it to you someday, that I pulled over and let my clock run for a minute like I was supposed to do. So she's admitting that I was supposed to pull over and stop and let my camera run. That's how we were trained to do in the academy. And the Donahoe, under Internal Affairs, questioned that. Now he said, why did I do that for? And I'm not supposed to do that, so pull over and let my camera run for them. So even they contradict themselves. So even if you're not supposed to do that, and you're and Major Satterfatter was wrong, if she was wrong, then there's a basis for why I could have been wrong, but I wasn't wrong. So they even disagree with themselves, trying to find something that I did wrong to try to hang me out for the actions of somebody else. So a Knoxville attorney can get rich. How you doing? I'm talking about these judges here in this courthouse that are the finest men on the planet. You think I'm lying? they're dirtbag, stinchy people. And this isn't the First Amendment wonderful thing you're allowed to say that. These crooked judges, they are in here. It has happened. A judge raping women, taking their drugs, raping women in that courthouse. And if you'd have wanted to go in there and stop them, you couldn't, because sheriff's deputies that you pay for would have stopped you from stopping a rape. And this is American government right here. I'm just saying. What do you think about the American government? I'm on the ballot running for governor, saying this truthful stuff against these people, following in the footsteps of Dr. Martin Luther King. I mean, you know, you stir up a little trouble. One of my favorite people, John Lewis, causing good trouble. Those are some good men. So I'm on the ballot running for governor, Charles Van Morgan. They literally beat me up and arrested me for speaking out against them, which I'm allowed to do. I'm not saying hurt them. I'm saying vote them out of office. So what do you think about that?
They need to be out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, and you know, they got they do. And you know, they got a body camera on police when they arrest you or something. They said I resisted arrest. They said I was violent, and they got a body camera. And you think that body camera ever came out? No, it's gone. I didn't resist arrest. They just started trying to beat on me. And here's my warning. People don't like this, but I say this because I'm not afraid of them. I'm just not. But here's what I say. I'm not Dr. Martin Luther King. He's a much better man than me. They threw a brick at him, and you know, but here's what I tell them. And I've got a law degree. It's nothing illegal with that. They beat me up. They didn't tell me you're under arrest. They just started beating on me. And in America, we've got a right to defend our lives. It don't matter if a person's got a badge or not. So if they start beating on me again, they're going to wake up next week in the dentist office. I'm just saying. That's their warning. Now, if they want to arrest me, you know, you're under arrest, whatever trumped up charges they got, put your hands out, you're under arrest, put your hands out, I will comply. If they run up on me, Knoxville police or whoever, like they did before Knoxville police chatted, and start beating on me, this time, that one's free. This time they're going to get a beating back. Now I'm saying that. Hey, Chief, he's off when he comes back. Tell him, but he's on suspension for sexually harassing people. So when he comes back, you tell him to come out here. He won't come out here. He'll send somebody else out here to arrest me falsely and get promoted. But I'm telling him, they better tell me nicely. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for false charges. I'll turn around. But if they start making a fist towards me, this old boy's going to fight like hell. That's the warning. Now, so have you ever heard a candidate say that? Say, I'm running for governor, but I'm not supposed to run this way. I'm just saying. So nice to meet you. What brings you down here to you in the city county?
Yeah, getting extorted.
Getting what now?
Extorted.
Extorted.
Yeah. My little money.
From get it extradited?
Nah, extorted.
Extorted. Oh yeah. Yeah, they make a living off fines and court costs. Did you know that if a judge finds you innocent and you're innocent, he doesn't get any money? There's a county ordinance that if you're innocent and he finds you guilty, he gets part of that money goes to his retirement. So you tell me, wouldn't you love to have a business where you could just take people's money for lying on them? That's what these judges do. They're liars. And I thought you extorted. Yeah, you come down here to this nasty courthouse and you get extorted. Hell yeah. I'm on the ballot, Charles Van Morgan. And you won't hear another candidate say like I'm saying. I've been inside the system and I got mistreated for doing what was right. And now I'm fighting people in government power that are in the system, following the footsteps. I look at some of Dr. Martin Luther King's strategies. I mean, you raise a ruckus and get public attention. And just the other day, I made a whole newspaper, front page of a newspaper. They said that I flipped my lid or something like that. I went and they put me on the front page of the paper. and I went to a public forum where they cordially invited me. You mind if I put you on camera? You rather not? Rather not. I went to a meeting where I was cordially invited, where that means you're warmly invited, we're going to be nice. And somebody stood up and criticized a position that I had, which is I'm for children being able to go to whatever school their parents want them to go to, school choice. You shouldn't have to go to a government school. And they want to mandate you go to a government school where you can get shot up. And I disagreed, and a lady stood up and started criticizing me, saying I didn't know what was going on and everything. They're used to a regular candidate that says, oh, please vote for me anyway. I'm sorry. I'll do better. And I started criticizing her. I said, I wouldn't send anybody to go to your school either, because look how you are. And they got mad. I went up there to intentionally get press. And they put me on the front page. Look it up, Scott County News. I'm on the front page. And the worst thing they could do is they got me with my finger up, striking a pose, telling the lady, I wouldn't go to your school. And they think that bothers me. And I tried to tell them, I went up to the news channel. I went up here to get news press, and you put me on the front page. And they're saying bad stuff, but I don't care about that. Did Martin Luther King care about getting bad press? He wanted press. Very smart individual. He had them arresting little children to show how horrific the government was that staged that. A very smart man. Nice to meet you. God bless you, man. Thank you for listening. Is this your girlfriend? Beautiful young lady. You ought to marry her.
Might have to do.
She comes down here to the courthouse with you. She's a keeper. And the reason why I got married is I didn't even like the girl, but she was beautiful. So you're hooked. God bless you, man. Nice to meet you. I'm on the ballot, man. Vote for me.
I got you.
And I got the people. I'm not for these people. So yeah. Like, share, comment. So they're gonna leave me alone. Here's part of the nasty attorneys here at the courthouse. We'll see if they know Marcus. We'll see if they know Marcus Garza. So you don't know Marcus Garza, do you?
Only for the billboards.
Yeah, tell him I'm out here. He said when I was a trooper, he got me fired, lying on me, filed a false federal lawsuit, hurt my children. He thinks I'm a coward. You tell him I'd like to talk to him. Just tell him I'd like to, let's see who a coward is. Yeah, isn't freedom of speech a wonderful thing? I got a JD too. Yeah. So yeah. But even they disagree about what I did wrong. So which one am I supposed to go with? Because they're trying to figure out what you did wrong. They'll do the same damn thing to you. They just arrest you. And they just put you through the system. They'll figure out something that sticks in public opinion after the fact. That's what they do at this courthouse. That's exactly what they do. They're a bunch of dirty liars and thugs. So like, share, comment, and share. Help us get this message out. Worldwide, that's one of the ways to fight, is through messaging. And we have about 5 million views so far, coming up on 6 million people. And the more people we can get to listen to this channel, the better off we are, the more votes. Even if we don't win, at least we get public attention. So Garza said I was running and hiding. I'm out here now. I don't see much hiding. So we have a case right now in federal court today because of what Garza did, the lies that he told. Now they dismissed his federal lawsuit, and but the Department of Safety still had their wheels running and wrongly fired me. I'm not a pastor, but listen to many that are real good at preaching in actual words of Jesus. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so 100 people on here. So went to the PBA yesterday asking for their endorsement. Now the Police Benevolence Association defended me while Major Stacy Heatherly, and she was the one trying to terminate me, and defended me against her. So after I was dispatched to the wreck, back to the wreck, I didn't know it was back there, and I went and got out of my car and tried to put out the fire the best I could. got within inches of the fire, and emptied my fire extinguisher on it. They say I wasn't pointing my fire extinguisher at the proper direction at all times. I mean, wow, the standard. And I didn't follow one of the department's leadership's the way he thought I should have done it, which was in direct opposition. I did it right the other way. So what are you supposed to do? When they want to get you, then they do whatever they can. So you don't know Attorney Garza, do you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, that's good. You're not missing anything. So they make things up as they go along, and then they swear under oath to lies against you. They literally break the law. So he filed a federal civil lawsuit that was dismissed in my favor. And when it was dismissed, his client was by himself. Before the lawsuit, he's up here in the courthouse in the prosecutor's office drumming up a lot of business. I'm a great lawyer. I'm suing a trooper. And he's lying on a trooper. He's a dirty liar is what he is. And this is not past history. This is today. He's got his law license. He's a liar. And I don't have mine, and I'm telling the truth about things. And that's who you have. You have lawyers that are licensed to the bar. And they only give license, most part, to liars. And that's who represents you in a courtroom. If you got a lot of money, they contribute to the judge's reelection campaign, where they can put out a line message about the judge. And they need a lot of money because it's hard to put out good information about these judges. And they lie. But if you don't have much money, then you'll be found guilty, and the lawyer will take your money. The liar will. So that's the way that works out for them against you. They get your money no matter how it's done. So went to the PBA yesterday and talked to them about getting their endorsement. And it just all depends on whether they want to endorse corrupt power over money, or whether they want to do what's right. So either way, it's okay. I'll be just fine. And we're going to talk about some of the questions that they asked me, and we may answer a few questions. And if my battery dies, I got a charger. So here we go. We may answer a few questions, and mean look, that's scary. So let's talk about some of the questions that the PBA asked me. Now, they're either going to endorse corrupt power, and Marsha Blackburn, you probably, or maybe they might surprise me and endorse public safety, because I'm for public safety. So I went all the way out to Nashville, drove about 3.5 hours to meet yesterday with the Police Benevolence Association. Now, I asked them,
Your bag's unzipped. Act.
your bag's unzipped, man. Your bag. You want your papers to fall out there. You're welcome. She's the one that pointed it out. So I went out to Nashville and talked to the Police Benevolence Association. And they sent me a letter cordially inviting me. And I warned them ahead of time, hey, you're cordially inviting me, but I'm not a boat beggar. If I disagree with something, I will say it. If you can't handle that, then be forewarned. That's where it's going to go down. I haven't been to a meeting yet that I haven't been thrown out of, not for being violent, for being truthful, because you can't be truthful and run for political office, according to them. But I will. I could care less what they think. So I warned them, and they invited me anyway. And here's what they did. Here's the questions they asked me. The first one, they asked me about what role, and I won't give you the exact questions because they sent me this, and they can put it out if they want to. But they said what I think the role was for the Police Benevolence Association, and I think they're a shield. They ought to protect the rank and file officers at the bottom so that they will do their job. And they protected me the best they could when I was a trooper and that happened in that pursuit. As soon as I tried to save that man's life and couldn't, I protected people, got people out of burning cars before. But I couldn't in that case. He was pinned in, hit that tree at 90 miles an hour in the dark where I couldn't see him. I did nothing wrong. Guard's a lie. He's a liar, an attorney and a liar. And he was pinned in. He hit that car at that tree at 90 miles an hour. And it took them 2 hours for them to get him out with equipment. According to the coroner, he died on impact, which he did that to himself. Should have stopped. So another witness on the scene heard a loud crash and called 911 because she heard a crash, not because she saw anything, just like I didn't see anything. Of course, I got my siren running, so couldn't hear anything either, and I was on the other side of the hill when he hit the tree. Didn't see him hit it. And she looked out her window, and she couldn't see anything. And the person that interviewed her that same day later, she said that 7 times. She couldn't see anything. It was dark, couldn't see anything. She called 911 because she heard a crash. She looked out her bedroom window and couldn't see anything. And then later, it caught on fire. And in the police officer's report that now works for the Knox County Sheriff's Department, he said in his report that she looked out her window and seen a car had hit a tree, saying that the car was visible. She looked out her window and seen it, but that's not what she said. So he wrote a false police report. That's what they'll do to you. He works at the Sheriff's Department now. He's in the Warrants Department. The Warrants Department just killed somebody just a few months ago. There's not any body camera. That's what they say. We had a justification to do it. Well, I know in the Warrants Department they got a liar. They've got several officers right now charged with crimes 8 years after the fact. So he lied. He said she looked out her bedroom window and seen a car hit a tree. He forgot to say, just like me, she looked out her bedroom window, and just like I said, she couldn't see anything. And she said again, I didn't see anything. It was dark. I couldn't. And then later on, she saw it because it caught on fire. So that's how they're lying. And they change police reports and lie about stuff. And that's exactly what they do to you. Have a good day, buddy. At work, trying next time. Okay. 146 people. Thank y'all. So, and after I had done everything that I could do, called the fire department, emptied my fire extinguisher. I called a supervisor, Lionel Russell, who came to the scene and then went straight to the deceased man's father's house and lied to that man, using somebody's death to infuriate people, knowing that somebody died, and if he could blame it on a trooper he didn't like, that people would blame that on me, which is what he did. And now he is over the Post Commission. Lionel Russell is representative for the Post Commission from state government. Got elected because he lives in a white supremacist district, and he promotes white supremacist ideals, and he's over the Post Commission. So after I called the supervisor, talked to the supervisor, emptied my fire extinguisher, called the fire department, I contacted the Police Benevolence Association because somebody died. Obviously, a department might go against you if it's somebody important that has clout, even though you didn't do anything wrong, having legal counsel. And they used that against me, that I contacted legal counsel. Wow. I didn't, in the pursuit, call them, or right after the car hit the tree, call them, or call them while they alleged that I was trying to get away from a pursuit, that I was trying to find the person. So Lionel Russell did that. And now he's over the post commission to this day. So that's what they say, that it's alarming that I called for legal counsel. Yeah. You had a police shooting in Jefferson County just a few months ago. They didn't speak to the news. Their attorney that they called after they shot and killed a mentally disturbed woman talked to police. So it is nothing unusual to say that Trooper Van Morgan, after he'd done all he could do, it would be different if I neglected some responsibilities. After the situation was over, as far as I could do, I contacted legal counsel that I had ahead of time, because any cop knows that they can do bad stuff to you after the fact. Yeah, let's see if he wants to. You don't know Attorney Garza, do you? Tell him, yeah, you do. Tell him I'm out here. I'd like to talk to him. He says I'm a coward. I'm running. Tell him I'm out here. Tell him I want to know why I can't get my law license. Maybe he'll help me. How about that? Dirty lawyer. Won't you sue me for calling you dirty? I think I can prove it. Scumbag lawyers. So, yeah. I got to run for governor the way they want me to. There's lawyers in Knoxville. These lawyers in Knoxville protect the rapist in there. They worked around people in a dirty Knoxville bar, for the most part, not all of them. See, that lawyer just lied to me. He's a lawyer, I know he is. He said he didn't know Garza. Shook his head. No, that's a lie. He does. He's a dirty, lying lawyer. There's no truth in these people. Yeah, we'll park out here, get on the governor's ballot every chance we get, and speak out against the government. So with 130 people watching, we got 5 million people. Canada, they make fun of you. I'm for the president, but America ought to be making fun of the state of Tennessee, ground zero for the public corruption. So the PBA is an organization that protects good police from the brass, from people high up in authority that are promoting other people for sexual favors. Evidently, I mean, let's just be real. Let's keep doing that. I mean, if you got big boobs, you could make major in the highway patrol. It's not about protecting you. Let's measure the size of your chest, and you'll go way to the top. I mean, give me a break. That's the way it works. That's not pretty. It's not pretty when you have dead bodies out here because you have people in authority because they don't deserve it. And that's not against women. That's in favor of women. There's a lot of good women. They can't get promoted because they won't do sexual favors. It's crazy. So yeah. We'll camp out here. I'm on the governor's ballot. They want to arrest a political candidate again. So I called the PBA. Now they use that against me. And the PBA, Police Benevolence Association, that I talked to yesterday, did do their best to defend me. The problem is not the Police Benevolence Association. Did a good job. Is the court system is crooked. You go before a crooked judiciary that's appointed by the governor who fired you, that allows fraud and perjury. So, and I'm not going to go through the whole case today. I will someday. But they criticize me for calling the Police Benevolence Association. And it is alarming that I call Police Benevolence Association. That's how they put it. It's telling that I called for legal counsel. Really? That's a common thing. I mean, look at this. Look at look at that post over there. That's how they do. That post is alarming. See that post right there? that post is it's alarming post. I mean, just because you say something is alarming, don't mean it's alarming. They tell you that post is alarming to, oh, it must be alarming. That's what they said. That post is telling. There's nothing telling or alarming about calling for legal counsel against the brass that will hang out, that are liars and cheats and fraudsters. In Jefferson County, they killed a woman, maybe justifiably, I don't know, that was having a mental health issue in a church parking lot. And they didn't talk about it. They spoke through their attorney in Knoxville in a pursuit the other day. The Knox County Sheriff's Department was in a pursuit. And they shot somebody. And they asked for the officers to speak, and they spoke through an attorney. Attorney talked to the news media for the officer. So it is not alarming or suspicious or telling, just because they say it is, crooks say it is, that as a police officer, you're in a deadly incident, you didn't do anything wrong, that you contact an attorney to speak for you. That's nothing alarming about that. That's what they say. You know, that post is alarming. That post is telling. Now that's what the Attorney General said here in Knox County. Now they just indicted a Attorney General in Sevierville. Who did he piss off is my question. They need to start indicting some Attorney Generals here in Knox County for their public corruption, how crooked they are. So there's nothing alarming about, there's a unmarked police car, about calling for legal counsel when you're involved in a deadly incident, because your department can throw you under the bus. They can hang you out because they don't care, because it's better for them to keep their job because somebody died and part of the wicked public wants to hang you out. So they say that you did something wrong when you didn't. I mean, a lot of sheriffs, a lot of police chiefs will say, give the public what they want, give them that meat down there at the bottom, and they'll hang you out. So it is stupid for an officer not to be a member of a professional organization that provides legal counsel in the event they're wrongfully accused. That's not telling. What it is, that's not telling they did anything wrong. What that is telling of is that is telling of the fact that the officer is smart, that he's trying to defend himself against wrong accusations. So there's nothing wrong about that. That's smart to do, and that's what they do now. But they allege, because I called legal counsel, the Police Benevolence Association, that is telling I did something wrong. That has nothing to do with I did anything wrong. And so the PBA is a shield for people that protects people from false accusations. So here's some questions that they asked me, and we'll go through my answers. And they asked me about what did I think the PBA's role was. And it's a shield for lower ranking officers against the politics of the department. And that's the way I answered them. So a police officer's job shouldn't depend on a department chief who may or may not be sexually harassing people, getting sexual favors for promotions, or, just saying. It ought to depend on what he did wrong or right on the street. So that's one of the questions. The second question they asked me was, let me see if I can pull it up here. Was, let's see. We'll pull up, and they sent me these ahead of time. The second question they asked me Let's see. Okay. It's pulling up. The first one was, what role should the PBA play? And I said that they should protect good police. And everybody knows a police officer out here raping women, which has been done before, and then they should be fired. But when you have good officers that are out doing their jobs, they shouldn't be terminated. And they need to be protected from the department and from the dirty judiciary. So let's see if we can pull it up here. Let's see. Hello. And what do you believe the role Police Benevolent Association should play in representing, supporting, advocating, testing law officers throughout their careers? Ought to be a protector, a shield of lower ranking officers. And I said they should be a shield. The second question, if elected governor, would you support establishing a consistent statewide policy ensuring that the Tennessee Benevolent Association continues to have reasonable access to the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy, is Regional Academy, the Tennessee Corrections Academy, and Tennessee Executive Branch Law Enforcement Agencies during appropriate training opportunities? If so, how would you accomplish that, including whether you would consider executive order or other administrative action? And I told them that they should have access, and I would give them by executive order an hour in all these academies to offer their services without pressure to police officers, and they ought to be given an hour. And wrote out an executive order sample to give them that power. And so I agreed with them that they should, and that they should have access to these academies. The second one was, that was the second one. The third one was, TNPBA remains committed to providing the perspective of Tennessee rank and file officers. As governor, you will have the authority to appoint members to the Tennessee Post Commission, and as provided by Tennessee law, these appointments help shape the commission composition and ensure the perspectives represented on the commission continue to meet the evolving needs of Tennessee law enforcement profession and the citizens it serves. So the third question was, if elected governor, will you commit to maintaining regular communication with the Tennessee Police Benevolent Association regarding legislation issues affecting Tennessee law enforcement officers, officer safety, recruitment and retention, officer wellness training, and public safety to the state of Tennessee? Why not? And I absolutely